Hello and welcome everybody back to the channel. It is the second leg of the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League, and I've got a smile on my face because Chelsea are 2-0 up after the first leg, but this smile may be a little bit premature depending on how the evening goes, and I'm sure Jordan, who is joining me yet again, will be very glad. My first question, Jordan, how are you doing? Are you all right, mate?
I am very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. What are your feelings towards this match this evening?
I am feeling slightly confident. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, we've got this, but we've got obviously Oliveira back and Taremi, our goal scorers against Juventus. And we've got nothing to lose now at this point. So let's hope for the best.
Yeah, we just have to hope. You just have to hope for the best, don't you? That's all you can do at this current moment in time. It is a difficult one. So if there is anyone in the stream, be sure to let us know. Let us leave a message, drop of whatever it will be, score predictions, whatever. Let us know you're there and let us know that you can hear us and see us okay. So we are going to jump into the teams in a little while. The key thing today is Chelsea come into this off a win this time rather than a loss. Jordan, what did you see any of the game at the weekend? What did you make to Chelsea's performance there?
I only followed your live stream. I don't.
Well, that's fine. You got everything. You got everything there, so that's fine.
It was a good performance from what I heard. I didn't really catch my highlights either because match of the day is a bit late for me.
Brilliant.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Cocoa in bed. But no, it seems like a solid performance. As you know, I was chatting in your chat, keeping up with Porto as well. We also won, so we're both on the back of wins on that. Obviously, your win streak's one more than mine, but solid performance.
Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Right, we'll share the screens and we'll go through the lineups today. Hopefully, I can get onto here nice and quickly. There we are. So I will start off with the Chelsea team, and then Jordan will give us a quick rundown of the Porto team. So Chelsea's team has had a few changes since the game at the weekend, and you'll be able to see these in the team. So the first one, Edouard Mendy, he has been staple in this Chelsea side since he has joined. Sort of at the beginning of the season now, wasn't he? It wasn't quite the beginning, but he has been a staple member of this side, and he starts again despite having a few wobbles, especially against West Brom. But he's back, and he was good last week. So there we are. Then we have, I don't know, I've just managed to click on him. He's popped up there. There you are. You can see all of his ratings. Then we have Cesar Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, and Antonio Rudiger. You can see I put the emphasis there on Thiago Silva. He is back in this Chelsea side of the weekend. It was Kurt Zouma in the middle of that three. Definitely a stronger side defensively when you have Thiago Silva in there, even though he doesn't seem to like playing against West Brom. Right wing back, we have Reece James today instead of Callum Hudson-Odoi. Maybe a little bit harsh on Callum Hudson-Odoi, but by looking at this, it looks like we're going quite defensive, and maybe that's why Reece James is in there, because he's a bit more defensively inclined than the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi or Hakim Ziyech or someone who might slot into that role. So that's maybe why Reece James has got the call over him. Ben Chilwell on the left-hand side starts again. No surprises there for me. He's a much better all-round player than Marcos Alonso. Then we have Jorginho and N'Golo Kante. Mateo Kovacic doesn't make the squad today. Good to see Kante back in the team. I think he's one of the best players potentially in the world, but definitely in this team. And he will run the shop in that midfield for us. And then we have Mason Mount and Christian Pulisic and Kai Havertz. So that dynamic front three that works so effectively against... Who did we play at the weekend? Crystal Palace, that was it. Oh, my God. Against Crystal Palace at the weekend is back. And Kai Havertz, fresh off 1 goal and 1 assist. Pulisic off 2 goals. And Mason Mount with an assist as well at the weekend. So, Jordan, who are you worried about in that Chelsea team? Is there anyone that screams out to you that you're really worried about in that Chelsea team? Or do you just think it needs to be a good team performance?
It's obviously it's got to be a good team performance, but I feel like that Kai Havertz and Mason Mount duo is going to cause us a few problems if we're not switched on.
Yeah, I definitely think that. Kai Havertz looked much better at the weekend, and that is credit to him. He turned into Bergkamp briefly as well as he flipped the ball over the defender. Shame the finish wasn't Bergkamp, but there we are. So, Jordan, do you want to run us through the Porto team for this evening?
Yeah, sure. So out of form, we're going for a 4-3-3. Usually we play a 4-4-2, but obviously we're going more attacking this time. At the back, obviously, Augustin Mashasan, our solid goalkeeper ever since he could see us retired. So I can't fault him, as I praised him in the last stream we did. Back four, Sanusi, Pep, Chancel Mbemba, and Wilson Manarfa. Again, that's the standard back four for us. It held up I would say it held up quite well against Juventus, but obviously we put 3 away from us. But that was a bit of that was a bit of carnage towards the end of that game.
Precisely.
Towards midfield, you've obviously got Sergio Oliveira on the left wing, Uribe in the middle, and Grujic on the right hand side. That's a solid midfield for us. There's a few goals out of Oliveira, obviously. If he can perform, which I think he will. Obviously, he was off for the last game, so I'm pleased for him to be back. Front three, please note that Luis Diaz is not there.
Yes, we might get a goal. Come on!
It is a miracle. However, I would have expected Taremi to be on. The Iranian striker. Obviously, he was booked against Juventus. Got red, 2 yellow cards. I thought he'd been straight on because he is our key goal scorer. But Otavio's in his place. Marega, solid. You know, as you said last time, a lot of praise for Marega. And then Jesus Corona on the right. I'm quite impressed with this team. Like I say, I'm surprised Taremi's not on. Whether there's a slight injury or something, or whether Sergio Conceição has other plans, I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm quite confident with this lineup.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they're going for it a little bit more tonight with that 4-3-3, taking an extra body out of midfield, chucking that further up. Obviously, it will go into a 4-5-1, potentially defensively with Jesus Corona and Otavio moving back either side of Grujic and Oliveira. But there you are. It is something that can happen for them if they really want to. We'll just check out the benches, see if there is anyone, and well, that's the main man, I guess, isn't it, really? Timo Werner not starting. He didn't start at the weekend, and Chelsea did pretty damn well, if you ask me. And he isn't starting again tonight. Maybe a substitution if Chelsea concede two goals, maybe Timo Werner could be the man with that lethal pace and that fantastic pace he obtains, could be the man to come on and do the business for Chelsea. We don't know. We will have to see how the game progresses, and Timo Werner needs to maybe make the most of a chance if he does come on tonight, especially if Chelsea are up 2-0 up, cruising, that type of thing. And anyone else on the Porto bench, there's no one else there that stands out to me. Is there anyone that stands out to you there, Jordan?
Only what I touched on earlier about Taremi being on the bench. I mean, if you look at his form, it says it is quite poor, but I've got a lot of faith in him, but I'm assuming we're just saving him. Obviously, there's no good any bringing Leite on because he's a centre back, and there's no point. Yeah. If we're going to lose, we're going to lose. You've got to go all out on this one.
Precisely, and then we'll just have a look at head-to-head streaks. Less than 2.5 goals for both teams, 4 out of 5. Chelsea obviously concede very few goals, but they also score very few goals at this current moment in time. So hopefully that can turn around. Well, hopefully Chelsea score a lot tonight. That's what I want to say. Not that it ends up being like a 3-0 hammering and there's another one. First to scores, usually Chelsea. So, both teams, first to score is usually them. So, two teams very well matched up again. And I do think there is a lot more talent in this Porto side than there was last week, just because of Oliveira gives them that ability to be dynamic from that midfield and really have a goal threat going forward. So, Jordan, I need you to start thinking about your score predictions. And if there is anyone watching, be sure to leave your score predictions in the comments section below, and we will get to them, and then we can have a bit of a chat about them. So, Jordan, what is your score prediction tonight? What's your head telling you and what's your heart telling you?
Oh, my head tells me that...
That was the most nervous laugh I think I've ever heard.
I mean, to be fair, I was thinking about this last night, actually. What do I want and what could we get? I think I want 3-1. I just want that excitement. Yeah. It would just be brilliant. But It's probably going to be 2-1 Porto.
2-1 Porto.
It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough.
Oh, I genuinely don't know what to say with this, because I feel like Chelsea have the abilities and the depth in this squad to go really defensive, and they could well go defensive. And so I'm not really sure what my score prediction is going to be. It's more going to be a stab in the dark, more sort of looking at just what I would say on a normal day, but this isn't a normal day. It's the Champions League quarterfinals, second leg. And if it was a normal day, I'd probably say 2-0 Chelsea. But whether they be that aggressive and go out and to score goals is a completely different thing, because Chelsea don't need to score. I know that's a very negative way to look at the football and look at a football match, but Chelsea don't need to score. And that is the reality of it. They can just sit back. They can, let Porto come at them. But obviously that then could spell danger for them. So I think I'm going to go with a 1-1 score prediction tonight. Hopefully an interesting 1-1, but a 1-1 score prediction is what I am going for. Obviously, if Porto manage to score 2 goals and Chelsea don't reply, then it will go to extra time and penalties, and you'll have an extra 30 minutes of me and Jordan. But whether that happens is a completely different ballgame. So I can see there is 8 people. So if anyone has a score prediction, be sure to let us know in the comment section below, and we will get cracking with them. So the players are just lining up in the tunnel, and I'm excited. I don't know how you're feeling, Jordan, but I'm really excited, because I don't see a clear path to the final, but I think whoever comes out of this has the easier side of the group, like, if you know what I mean, the easier side of the ladder to the final, rather than facing a PSG or a Bayern or a Man City in the next round. Real Madrid maybe not at their very, very best, and Liverpool not at their very best. So I think this is the best opportunity for both of these sides to reach a final in a long, long time. What do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be that. I mean, it's not like you ended up with like Sevilla in the end, which is obviously an easier way to go. But Liverpool not being on form, Real Madrid not being the Real Madrid they were maybe 5 years ago, you've got a good chance. If you can get through this, you've got a good chance. And yeah, if you was facing, PSG, Bayern, yeah, you are really going to struggle. I'm not going to say that either Porto or Chelsea are, Bayern beaters, but because you need a really good day for that to happen.
Yeah, or Lewandowski not to be fit. So that is the main one as well, really, isn't it? I was looking at Lewandowski's stats in the Bundesliga, and my God, like 35 goals in like 25 games. Could you imagine if Mo Salah did that in the Premier League? People would be like absolutely raving at him, calling him the second coming of Pele or whoever you think's the best player ever to have played. Like, honestly, I thought that is absolutely crazy. He's some goal scorer and some talent. And that's really the thing to look at, is this may be the easier side of the group, but whoever gets to that final out of Manchester City, PSG, Dortmund and Bayern Munich are going to be a very, very tough side to beat. And you could end up one side of the group being a German semi-final and one side of the group being an English semi-final. We never know. But I guess what I'm hoping for is Chelsea and Liverpool to get to the semi-finals, have an all-English semi-final, and then Man City to get through to the final and have an all-English final. But we never know. Maybe that'll happen. We had an all-English final a few years ago with Liverpool and Spurs, which was the most boring Champions League final ever. But we did have it, and it happened. So there we are. Just looking at the lineups again on the screens for us, and Thiago Silva back in the heart of that defence. I don't know how to feel. I really don't after that disappointing performance, is what I'm going to say, against West Bromwich Albion. It was a little bit reckless for a man who is so talented. You wouldn't expect that from him, and you wouldn't expect that from Pepe against a newly promoted side, would you?
No, you wouldn't. You really wouldn't. And the only difference is obviously Pepe's a granddad in the scheme of things. But no, you wouldn't. And I mean, that. Everyone has to admit that result was a massive shock. You know, the bookies must have lost a fortune on that for the people who bet on that. So it was a bad day at the office. You know, I think Chelsea's moved on from it now. They've written it back. There's always that one game in the season, at least one, depending on what team you are. But there's always that one game in the season where you get that shock result. It always happens, you know. And that was yours. I know you lost to West Brom the last time, but you didn't lose that bad.
Exactly.
Last time.
Exactly. We are just about to kick off. I don't know if Jordan, where you're at, because I know you're a little bit ahead of me. We're trying to get ourselves synced up again, so we don't have. Oh, Mason Mount scored. Oh, has he? Wow. We don't have that. I don't know, Jeff. Have that again.
I am paused.
You are paused. Okay. Are they just about to take the kickoff? That's what.
He's just kicked it.
He's just kicked it. Okay, so he's done like the Black Lives Matter kneeling and stuff.
Yeah,
like that. Okay.
absolutely.
Brilliant. So, exciting stuff. We are just about to get underway here at Sevilla Stadium, whatever it may be called. It's in the location of this video, so it's on there. You guys can see what it's called. And we've kicked off and gone straight to Jorginho. Nice stuff. Did we even do the Black Lives Matter thing there?
I didn't notice it, no.
Yeah, I don't think they did. Maybe they did the point of the armband of respect. I don't know. I didn't see it unless they've just forgotten about it. Nevertheless, it's just one of them things, really, isn't it? There we are. We're underway. And Chelsea with the kickoff, Kai Havertz. And we will keep you up to date, guys. So if you are new, be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe as Musa Marega tries to outstrength Azpilicueta, does so very well, rolls it into Corona. Lovely bit of early pressure. Oh, well defended there by Chilwell. And out by N'Golo Kante. A little bit of early pressure there, early signs of what Porto are looking for. Porto are looking to go on this attack. They need to tonight. They're 2-0 down. They need to get on this attack and put pressure on Chelsea. There's no doubt of the talent of this Chelsea side, but there is, there's not any doubts about whether they can perform. It's just there is that doubt that Chelsea are a very, very good defensive side, and that definitely causes problems for teams. And Chelsea have come through one of the best defensive sides to be here in Atletico Madrid. So they've learned the trick of the trade, and now they are against Porto, but it's been nicked high up the field here. Oh, what a tackle that from N'Golo Kante. Lovely nick of the ball. That is N'Golo Kante at his best, really is. And it is nice to see the positive outset from Porto at the beginning, don't you think, Jordan?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is what you need to see to give you that confidence. You know, they are hungry for it. And I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I really do. It's not going to be a Chelsea walkover, which in the back of my head, I was really worried about. They've come out. You know what I mean? You just don't know. But no, there's a chance. There's a good chance. Looking at, if they can keep this up, at least one goal is going to come from Porto.
Yeah, absolutely. And that spices up the game, doesn't it? As soon as Porto get a goal, that puts a bit of doubt in Chelsea's mind. Chelsea then maybe have to step it up, and that puts the doubt in their mind. So who knows how this game is going to go in this game. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a competitive one, and I think it'll be one to watch, really. So if you are tuning in, you've come to the right place, because it's going to be exciting, and it could be really exciting, especially if I'm sulking and Jordan's the one celebrating by the end of the night. And that is not what I want, I can tell you that now. Intrigued to see how Havertz plays, as he's just gone up there, and maybe a clash of heads there with Pepe. Intrigued to see how Havertz played. He played really well at the weekend. Maybe should have had 3, 4, 5 goals rather than just one, but he's got his goal. He has gone down with a head injury here, and I don't think there's much in that. I think it's a bit soft. Pepe's just looking at the ball, and it's just the way he's jumped, isn't it, Jordan?
Yeah. I mean, his arm was up, which didn't really help. I mean, Tuchel's saying he's jabbed his elbow. You can see him gesticulating now. It wasn't like that at all. He was focused on that ball. Yeah, his arm was a bit sloppy, but it was nothing more than that at all. I mean, they're replaying it again now. Yeah, he didn't do an elbow jab to the neck or anything. It was just unlucky.
Yeah, it's just the way he's jumped. He's sort of jumped almost with his arm up, hasn't he? He's jumped like that, and it's just hit the back of Kai Havertz, and that well, that's caused the problems for him. That has caused the problems for him, and it's just, it's not a nice one. But at the end of the day, I don't think Pepe's meant anything of it. Maybe in the back of Pepe's mind, he was wondering, if I can get something on him here, that'd be even better. The informed man for Chelsea, but it's one of them. I doubt it, but you never know with Pepe. Lovely ball over the top, looking for Marega, but well defended there by Thiago Silva, stopping Marega getting those big long legs of his going, and into the hands of Mendy, and Rudiger looking to drive it out. I wonder if we'll get any driving out like John Stones against Leeds. I don't know if you saw that, but Leeds literally let John Stones carry the ball forward, and that was part of their game plan to make sure that the more attacking players weren't able to get on the ball with a man down. They left John Stones as the spare man, which was a really intriguing way to look at it. Marega, I thought he was going to shoot then, sorry.
It's all right. I think you're literally like 2 seconds ahead of me. So every time we shout Porter's name, I'm getting one of my players' name. I'm getting quite excited. But no, we're going to catch up in 2 minutes. But no, I didn't watch Leeds. But I mean, all season Leeds has been playing. I want to say clever football, but it's not, because it's very brutish.
Yeah,
it is very brutish, but it seems to work for them. They've been they're not going to be like the Leicester next year or anything like that. They're not a title winning team at all. But the football they play is always very tactical, very interesting, and the rare time that BT Sport does show Leeds play, it's always a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, it really is. And Leeds they're a fantastic team to watch, and I totally agree with that. They cause a lot of problems, they cause a lot of issues, and they are a very positive team in the way that they move things forward. And it is nice to see, it's refreshing to see from a newly promoted side, one that doesn't sit back when they play the likes of Manchester City or they play anyone else. They go for the throw, they go for the kill, and they go for the win. And they've done very well this weekend, and that is credit to them. And they hit them on the counter-attack. It was very much a FIFA score. I don't know if you saw, it was 2 shots on target for Leeds, 2 goals. Manchester City had 30, and they had lots of opportunities. Lovely ball. I thought that was going to come off then, and maybe Corona should have committed himself a bit more to that. Maybe he should have. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's looking promising. I mean, yeah, he should have committed more to that, but it's showing us what's to come. I think it is showing us where this match might possibly be going. I'm not saying that Porto's going to be running rings around Chelsea, because they're not, but I do think a goal is imminent.
Yeah. Here goes Christian Pulisic, who's been in fantastic form in the last few weeks, into Mason Mount. Mason Mount, what can he do with it? The overlap from Christian Pulisic, blocks just over the bar there. A lovely block, but I thought that was going to creep in there. There was a few butterflies, I'm sure, coming from Jordan there, as that took a massive deflection. It'd have been a cruel deflection if that had gone in. But looking at the angle from behind the goal, it was a lot further away than first anticipated. But it's one of those things. It can happen, and it really can. Chelsea with their first corner of the evening. Reece James has gone over to take that, and hopefully we do something with it. Reece James whipping it in towards the back post. Well cleared there by the Porto goalkeeper. Maybe a little bit unorthodox there. It was a sort of a double-handed punch, wasn't it, really, Jim?
It got some distance on it, though. I was quite a clearance.
It looked like he was playing volleyball and he was going like that. Just popping it up.
Just producing new ideas,
Exactly. You need people like that, don't you? You need people like that.
You do. I mean, like I've said on the stream previously, Marshall San, he's a really good goalkeeper for us. I'm hoping we'll keep him till he retires, but that's obviously going to be another 9 years probably. He's 33.
Yeah,
he seems to have plenty of years left in him.
Yeah, he most certainly does, and especially with goalkeepers. Like, goalkeepers can play to whenever. Like, there's not many stories of footballers going like outfield footballers. Sorry, Reece James puts the ball in, saved again. Poor ball in that. There's not many answers. Not many. Oh my God, my head's gone. There's not many times that a outfield footballer sort of goes to 42, 43, and goalkeepers they have that option, and I think Zlatan and probably Pepe are the most likely to do the go to 42. But we have Jake. Thank you for stopping by, Jake. Who wins the Champions League from this position, and who do you think's looking likely for next season? Well, I think if Liverpool go through, I think Chelsea have a very, very good shot at it. I think obviously, provided they get through tonight, fingers crossed they get through tonight, before that comes around to bite me on the backside. I think Chelsea have a good position. Manchester City, I think, are also in a good position, but it's whether they can come up against a PSG or a Bayern Munich and beat them. And I know that sounds stupid because that's what they've got to do, but I just don't think over 2 legs Manchester City have it in them. I think maybe if it got to a final, then Man City could absolutely win it. But I don't think over 2 legs. I don't know what you think to that, Jordan.
No, you're probably right there. I mean, if PSG beat Bayern, I think it is in the bag for them. I genuinely do. If Bayern Munich pull it off, there's still hope for Manchester City. I don't honestly, and I'm not, it's always not good to down talk any of your own teams, but I think from our side of the competition, I don't think there's a winner there between us.
Mistake by Mendy. Corona could not make that count. Well defended by Jorginho. Early signs there maybe of nerves from Edouard Mendy. That was not good. That was Kepa-esque, that was. He had plenty of time on the ball, just hoof it out. And all he succeeded in doing there is finding Corona. And very lucky to get away with that, the Senegalese international. Very, very lucky to get away with that. And he could be made to pay still with a Porto goalkeeper. It looks like Jorginho is just down in the box, maybe just landed a bit funny trying to block that shot. But he is back on his feet, and here we go. The corner. Mendy will be in the doghouse if this goes in. Well cleared there by Rudiger. No chances. No chances of that going in. There we are. I'm sure everyone's enjoying their time in the pub watching the football with a nice cold bevy. Have you been to the pubs yet?
No, I am booked. I'm pleased to say I've got a table booked on Friday afternoon. I won't say where. I don't want millions of adoring fans to follow me, but but I booked it 2 weeks ago, and it didn't really say anything about a table time limit. And then I was quite mortified because I went back on the website. Now it says you only get 90 minutes.
90 minutes? Is that it?
90 minutes. So
that's not even long enough to watch the football. Like, you've at least got to give them 2 hours. And then
I know, but we booked. It was booked as a because you got the choice to book it as drinks or food, and we booked it as food. And I'm thinking 90 minutes. What a 3-courser, but
yeah, it doesn't seem long enough, does it?
I feel like it's just going to have to be shots for these. But
just absolutely hammered by 7:30.
Yeah, like an amateur.
Yeah.
Have you booked in yet?
Well, we ended up going last night, so there we are. We ended up going.
Well?
Yeah, because they were like, "Oh, yeah, we're you need to have a booking," and then we were like, "Oh, we're all in one house," and they're like, "Oh, that's fine." And we're like, "Oh, okay, there we are." But nevertheless, Dad's in the stream. Thanks, Dad. Thank you for stopping by. We're off to the Blacksmith Arms on Friday. Ooh, that'll be nice. Blacksmith Arms.
It's a good pub.
Yeah, I guess I can talk about that because I actually work there. So there we are. I can talk about that one nice and freely. If anyone is from our area, is from the Grimsby area, then be sure to go to the Blacksmith Arms. Venuk is in the chat. Hi, Venuk. Hope you're well, mate. Thank you for stopping by. Let us know your score prediction. We're about 10 minutes in here. So let us know your score prediction. Still currently 0-0. So let us know. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting me Barnet trimmed tomorrow night. The length of the hair is not great. It's not the look I wanted. But here we are. Manchester City. Porto. I don't even know why Manchester City came to my head there. Porto with a free kick from about 40 yards out, looking to cross it in deep. Can they win the header? No, Rudiger's won another one there. What can Pepe do with there? Gets absolutely flattened by Kai Havertz. That is going to be a battle. That is going to be a battle tonight.
I know what's going to happen here. I know full well.
That is going to be some battle. I don't think there's much in it.
there was a bit of a push there.
Yeah, but I don't think there's much.
It's not. No, it's not. Yeah, it's a foul. It's not. It's nothing more than that. But yeah, no, I'm not one of them bookies' favourites or anything. But yellow cards on Pep. Yeah, I put a quid on that. If he's going to get in his head,
if you look now, Havertz is marking him from the free kick as well.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be quality.
He's obviously knows how easily unhinged Pep can get. Obviously, he's mellowed as an old man in football terms. But yeah, I can see where this is going. And it's going to be very exciting if it does go that way.
Yeah, it definitely will be. I'd love to see Luis Suarez go off against Pepe. I think that'd be one of the greatest showdowns ever. Venuk says 2-1 to Chelsea is his score prediction. And June Ring says, have a good stream. Thank you, June. Thanks for stopping by. I hope Josh's stream's going okay. I don't know if they've scored yet in the other game, but
it's 0-0.
It's still 0-0 over there as well. So neither of us have picked an overly interesting game for the first 15 minutes, but that could all change. Well, we've got 4 seconds, but it could have all changed in that 4 seconds. There we are. And that is Venuk's prediction. Thank you for stopping by again, mate.
Venuk, I'm very disappointed in your prediction.
Hey, at least you're scoring this game.
Yeah, well, 1 goal's better than nothing. Every goal's an away goal in theory. I don't agree with away goals if you're playing at a neutral ground.
That's bizarre.
I mean, what makes it home for you? You've got a massive, square Chelsea banner at your end. And it's just why? Can't we just get rid of away goals for this? It doesn't achieve anything. Maybe because we're 2 down, but it doesn't seem to achieve anything when you're playing at a neutral ground. It's been a weird year anyway, so just scrap it. There's no need. Especially
because if it goes to extra time, say if you do win 2-0, it goes to extra time, then away goals still count in extra time as well. Bonkers.
Which will then mess you up.
Yeah, exactly. It's bizarre because then you've got an extra 30 minutes. Maybe keep the away goals until a certain amount of time, and then extra time, it doesn't matter. But I guess when fans are in the stadium, it does have that effect, but it doesn't tonight because it is just an empty stadium where neither of them know. Shark AK, they're here. Jordan and Sam, how are you doing, lads? We are both doing well. Well, speaking on behalf of both of us, but
yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah, there we are. Me and Jordan are now a dynamic duo. So there we are. I know how he feels all the time. Sorry, I'm late, boys. Went to have my dinner. No worries, Shah. Glad you could stop by. Let us know your score prediction, mate. We are still 16 minutes in and nothing has really happened other than Mendy messing up a pass. But other than that, nothing has really happened. So let us know your score prediction. And Chris Ring is also in the chat. Evening, Sam. Hope it's an exciting game. I also hope it's an exciting game. It would be very, very good if it was an exciting game. Well, maybe not too exciting. I always say that, and I'm like, because I'm always on the Chelsea streams, I'm like, no, I don't want it to be too exciting. The one time I did go, it should be a really exciting game, and then we get battered 5-2 by West Brom.
It was exciting, you're selling a good game.
Precisely. If there is anyone new in the chat currently or in the feed or whatever you want to call it, be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe. We're on that way to 200. I think we're on 191 at this current moment in time. Ooh. So we are edging ever closer. Musa Marega out for a corner there. What were you oohing out there, Jordan?
I'm a second behind you. Tessacito having a go, trying to get past it. He's got some fancy footwork. That
good touch, that wasn't it?
Yeah,
he does. Corona.
I love a bit of Corona. If you can get them as a sponsor, I'm happy to be a guest again.
Chelsea could counter-attack here, straight from that corner. If N'Golo Kante can do something with it here. Pepe coming over. Havertz find Kante. Kante running it into the corner here. Stretching those legs. He's done very, very well here. N'Golo Kante rolls it back to Pulisic to the edge of the box. Rolls it to Reece James. Christian Pulisic should have got a touch on that. If Christian Pulisic gets a touch on that, I think it's in the back of the net with the form he is currently on. Very well done by N'Golo Kante there. Used his low centre of gravity really well. Christian Pulisic with a lovely ball across the box. Maybe should have been a bit more switched on for that drilled shot come cross. I'm not sure.
I was a little bit scared. I'll not lie.
Brilliant.
But that was, that's been your best chance in the 18 minutes we've had so far, and it was, it was close.
Yeah, and Havertz is going again. He's got a good work rate, Havertz has, when he is in that striker position. I've not really seen it when he's been in that attacking midfield role, so I'm glad that has come about. Shark AK says 1-0 Chelsea for this evening, which I would absolutely gladly take, but I prefer a few more goals. But there we are. Sam and Jordan, who you think will score today? I think we are going to have a Jorginho penalty and Pepe getting sent off for manhandling Havertz. Then we're going to have then we'll have a Reece James screamer. There we are. That's my two predictions. What about you, Jordan? What are you going with?
Oh, I want Moose Marega to score. He is that machine, and he does so well, and he does provide some good quality. But I think realistically, 1 or 2 goals are going to come from Sergio Oliveira. He provides most of our goals, and he's looking pretty on form tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even know what is Mount playing. There we are. Finally got the question. Yes, Mount is playing. They've got that dynamic duo trio like at the weekend as well. Shah. They've got Havertz, Mount, and Pulisic all playing in those attacking wide areas. So it should be interesting to see how they play again. They have been really impressive in recent times in those positions. So a lot of goals and assists at the weekend should be a good game for them, as Havertz winning the ball back again. I honestly don't know what to make of Kai Havertz at the minute. I'm still so skeptical of him. I really am. I'm really skeptical of him. And that is the one problem with Kai Havertz. I am always a little bit worried that some days he'll turn up and he'll do his little bird camp flick that he did at the weekend, and some days he'll just be absolutely useless, as Jorginho just absolutely body checks Corona there. Maybe he thought he was the coronavirus and not just the footballer. Lovely from Pulisic there to get away, but he's messed it up there. So there we are. I want a good game here. Yes, so do we. Makes it easier for us. It makes it so much easier for us if there's something to talk about. Corona is down though. That is the universe 0. Well, the universe 1 coronavirus, however many million. So.
But 1 win at a time there. One win at a time.
Small wins. That's all we take.
I mean, looking at it played back, it's like he walked into him. There's nothing on that. Obviously, it's going to hurt, but there was nothing wrong with that at all.
It's a bit clumsy, really, isn't it? That's the problem. It is quite clumsy. So there we are. It is really, really clumsy it's clumsy from both of them, from Jorginho and from him. But obviously, Jorginho can't get out of the way of that, and that is the difficulty for him. He just physically can't move out of the way of it. I've been impressed with Porto in these early 20 minutes. They're a bit more attacking than they were last time out, and that is, I guess, that's a positive. But you expected it, really. And admittedly, they haven't really had a clear-cut opportunity for this early pressure, for all of this early pressure, sorry. So it's one of them things, really, isn't it? They need to start doing something with the early pressure and make it pay, because Chelsea can flick a switch and score.
They can, and that's the concern. I mean, while we're holding the possession for the majority of the game, we're making those advances, and Porto do look threatening. But when Chelsea has managed to get the ball, they've made really good use of it. And I mean, Kante's pace is quite unmatchable. I mean, there's that one time that Pep managed to keep up with him, which put him into overdrive. Obviously, a bit of rage going on there, probably. But yeah. And like I keep saying, a goal is imminent. I think it's going to come from Porto first, but you just need that one chance of Chelsea intercepting the ball, and they just do it on that one run in.
Yeah, that's all it takes for a side against Chelsea. A side as good as Chelsea. There we are. If I can speak properly, that'd be helpful. Predictions for Bayern versus PSG. Is it PSG are at home now? That's right, isn't it?
Yes, they
I
are.
think so. So obviously Bayern would need 3 away goals, wouldn't they? Realistically, if they have to score, that is the one problem. I'm going to go with. So if they went 2-1, then Bayern still wouldn't go through.
Well, they lost
so
3-2,
hard.
didn't they? So
yeah, so the away goal still counts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The away goal's higher. I'm going to go 2-0 Bayern Munich. That's what I'm going with.
Fair enough. I think 2 from Bayern's about right. I don't, Lewandowski being off because he's still not back, is he? You're not going to get tons of goals. Maybe, a cheeky Choupo-Moting blinder. But, probably 2-1 Bayern. I don't want to comment on it. That is the one that could be anyone's game, really. But, yeah, probably 2-1 Bayern. I think I just want Bayern to win. It just seems wrong Bayern not winning.
Yeah, especially against PSG, because PSG are a great group of individuals, but they never seem to get anywhere, which is kind of the joke about them. And it's kind of like Man City in the Champions League, really, isn't it? And I think
it's all well and good having these expensive, brilliant footballers, but if there's no real chemistry between them, you might as well buy some mid-market players. Do you know what I mean? But you're not unlocking that potential.
Yeah, that's what Chelsea have had the problem with, really, all season long, isn't it? That's what they've had the problem with. The likes of Havertz and Werner are good in their own individual rights, and maybe in a weaker Bundesliga overall, but you don't have that chemistry in the team. And Frank Lampard was trying to start six new players at a time. So that is the problem with PSG. And as much as I think they are fantastic, for me, I think Bayern are the better outfit altogether. And if Havertz running offside there, I thought it was onside for a second there. And if they do get through Bayern, I think Bayern will go on to win it again. But if PSG go through, I think it opens up a whole new gateway to everyone. I think it opens up the final a bit more. Say if us, Liverpool, Porto, or Real Madrid get through, I think it's a more beatable opposition, because I think the team chemistry between like the likes of Porto and Liverpool and Real Madrid is much greater there than at PSG. Porto, you're not even going to score, I can just tell. Can you see my...
what are you doing, man?
Can you see my Jordan profile pic? And yes, we can. It is on there for you. Havertz with a half chance here. Can he do anything? Coming back from the byline to Reece James, into Jorginho. Jorginho back out to Kai Havertz. Maybe a hint of offside there. I think he will be if anything happens from that, but it's gone out for a corner. We'll see. And I think Bayern are 1-0. So that wouldn't send Bayern through, though, Shah. I think if Bayern score, the floodgates will open. But I think PSG will defend really well. And I think, oh my God. I kept hiccuping then. Crikey. And I think that is the thing Bayern needs to work on. As soon as they get that first goal, I think the second one will be imminent in that game. And I think it will come quickly. It'll really open up, because PSG will panic. And PSG will go, oh no, it's going to happen like against Barcelona all over again. But here we are, Mason Mount on the corner, whipped in. Can anyone win that? It is won by a Porto head, and it's gone out the other side to Rudiger. Rudiger gets tackled and gone out for a throw-in. I think Chelsea is a dead game. Yes, we also think it will be a dead game, but we're here and we will enjoy it, even if it is just me and Jordan having a laugh. So there we are.
Nothing more to say than that,
Oh, Jorginho skips away. Havertz. Can Ben Chilwell do anything from this left-hand side? I think they went a little bit back on themselves there, Chelsea. They had an opportunity and Havertz kind of ran it into a corner. Bit of a... Not really what I'd have done, but there we are. He's the professional footballer, not me. So what do I know? And big oof from the goalkeeper up the field.
I think just to get it out of harm's way, it seems a bit way up.
Otavio's now gone down injured. A few sort of flailing limbs around in this game tonight.
it's getting a little bit dirty, and I know, like on the first leg, I said it's going to be a dirty game, but it didn't seem to be going that way at the start, and all of a sudden, yeah, we're back to a bit of dirty football.
Yeah, we love to see it though.
Oh,
provided no one gets too hurt, we love to see it.
It provides us something to talk about, if nothing else. And a bit of Pepe rage. Who don't want to see that? It's bring back the glory days, eh?
Yeah, precisely. Do you remember? Was it the World Cup he got sent off in for kicking someone? I can't remember what it. I just remember seeing a video of him kick someone, but there we are. Sam, what do you use to watch live matches? I'm currently using BT Sport because I've got it on the Fire Stick chat. But I'll message you on Instagram. And the Gaming Peeps is here as well. So hi, the Gaming Peeps. Thank you for stopping by again, mate. Let us know your score predictions. We're 30 minutes in, still 0-0, so you can still get a chance to get your score predictions in. But you've got a little bit more knowledge this time around. So maybe your score prediction will be a bit more accurate. All of a sudden, coronavirus is down and injured. Yes, precisely. 30 minutes in. Wow. It was definitely a lot more exciting. Well, I say that. I don't know what it was. Last time it was just a bit more. I think there was the intensity there. I think Chelsea believe that they're through in this. And Porto aren't. The last 5 minutes, they haven't really put that pressure on Chelsea. And it's kind of not given itself a good sort of opening 30 minutes. I expected it to be more end-to-end or like lots of chances flying for one side and flying for the other, but we've just not had that, have we?
No, and it looked really promising. In the first 5 minutes, you were thinking, right, okay, we mean business, but now it seems to have died off a little bit. I mean, the last 2 minutes of the 5, we've been on the floor because some dirty football's going on, but it just seems to have died off a little bit. I saying that there was nearly a chance, but it was just overhit just then.
Yeah, exactly. That seems to be the story of the game, and I hope it's not a 0-0 because if it's a 0-0, number one, it's really, really boring, and it won't have any intensity. Well, it might do. It might have intensity in the last sort of 10-15 minutes, but it just won't have that real sort of fighting spirit that we like about a game, and that's what we get from the Champions League. That's why we all love it and adore it. But I guess it's one of them things, isn't it? At these later stages in the Champions League, it is just one of those where people are like, do we go for it, or do we sit back and hopefully stake claim to what we've already got?
Yeah, and it's hard to say what the right thing to do here is. I mean, it'd be a massively different story if the fans were in the stadium. I mean, it's Madrid. You'd have had a full section of Chelsea away fans, definitely. Not Madrid, Sevilla, and they'd have been wanting to watch them entertaining football. They would have wanted to watch them work Porto, and 2-0 wouldn't be enough for them. And as a fan, I want the fans back anyway because that makes a lot of it up. Being in that stadium, but at the minute there's nothing really to push the players apart from the manager. Do you know what I mean? And each other.
Yeah.
When you've got the fans there, if you make a mistake, you know about it because everyone's going to let you know about it. So there's more pressure on the players as well to perform for everyone.
Yeah, I totally agree. Corona had an half opportunity there. He snatched at it a little bit. It was a good touch to bring it down in the first place, but he's just snatched at it a little bit. Maybe needed a bit more composure there. Yeah. Maybe he could have brought it down rather than trying to hit it on the volley. Went for the spectacular and it's not worked. But it's a learning point for him. It really is. It is a learning point for him. And I totally agree with what you mean, Jordan. There is no one to get on your back. And as much as the manager can, there's nothing more intimidating than hearing fans on the sideline getting on your back. And that is what motivates players the best. Like we see it with Liverpool all the time. Liverpool have such a strong fan base and a strong wall behind them when they play at Anfield. And that's probably the reason they did so well in the last sort of 2-3 seasons. And this season, of course, they've had the injuries, but would they have struggled as much if they had the fans behind them? I don't think so at all. I really don't. I think the fans have a tremendous impact, and maybe it goes a little bit underrated. I thought there was a little bit of a miscommunication there between the goalkeeper and the centre half. I was a bit worried for Porto then, but they managed to sort it out quickly. I thought Kai Havertz was going to nick in, but yeah, I definitely think that not having the fans makes it so much more difficult. And there's like, as soon as you obviously for us, you can hear people like shouting stuff, which is a good thing to be able to hear, because normally you can't hear that. But it also it ruins that feeling of, oh, this is excitement, because you can feel the crowd almost build up the tension themselves, and you sat on the edge of the seat because the crowd are expecting something, you're expecting something. Another great tackle from N'Golo Kante there, doing what he does best. Can Pulisic get the ball? That was the most clumsy thing I've ever done. And Pulisic has given away a foul. Wow, that was the most clumsy thing I think I've ever seen Pulisic do.
He doesn't look happy with himself there either. I think he knows what he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a silly mistake. But he knows he's done that, so there's not much you can say to him, say about that really. But yeah, I mean, I don't know about you. I don't know how often you go down to Stamford Bridge. If you do, I mean, how quickly would you get down there if as soon as the stadiums are reopened?
Well, the thing is, I always find the problem with, obviously, it not being around, you have the same thing, is you have to go when it's convenient. And I think the problem with the coronavirus reopening is they will go to season ticket holders first, won't they? And then they'll start to, because they'll have that 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, they'll have those season ticket holders first because they're season ticket holders. So as soon as, I'll be looking to go as soon as convenient, but I don't think they'll allow like your everyday Joes like us, if you will, go for at least another 6 months, 8 months, a year, because I think what they'll try and do is they'll try and build it off with the most loyal fans, which is fair enough. The people who come week in, week out have season tickets because that makes the most sense. They're the ones paying the most money for it and having a very finite amount of other tickets and then gradually building them up there. So I'll be wanting to, watch a Chelsea game. I've not been in, I think it's 2 years actually. It was 2 years the other day because I went to see Chelsea versus West Ham with Jake Kerr, and it was, what was it? It was the game when Eden Hazard scored a really good goal. It was a fantastic goal. He dribbled through like 3 or 4 players, but it was that one, and that was the last time I went. And obviously, it's just not very convenient for people like me or yourself who live away from the club that they support, and especially for you have to go into a completely different country, and I have to go down south.
Yeah, brave. Got to pay for security before you go down there as well.
Yeah,
I understand. It's easy for me, just book a Ryanair flight. Other airlines are available.
Yes, we are not exclusively sponsored by Ryanair. We can be sponsored by anyone.
Yeah. So I should say I fly British Airways, shouldn't I? I should be like proper.
Oh yeah, that'll do us.
Buy British tickets, but no. I can't wait to go back out there. I don't see it happening for me until possibly November.
Yeah.
With dates, I'm just watching what's going on here because we are down your end again. But no, I will be there as soon as is possible. But like you say, it's convenience, and I mean, going down to London's a big enough job for you from Huddersfield because you got to obviously go via Leeds or Manchester, and not most reliable trains in the world anyway. And obviously I've got a flight, which involves obviously an overnighter generally. Because kickoffs just tend to be later in Portugal than they do in the UK. Generally, it's 8 o'clock kickoffs for most games. You don't really have a lunchtime kickoff. In Portugal.
Opportunity here. Can they get a shot off Corona? Looking to pull it across the box. Marega, well defended there. Got in front there. Jorginho read it very nicely. Can Ben Chilwell go up the other end here and do something? Chelsea haven't been able to get out for the last couple of minutes or so. Maybe Porto finally getting their feet in this leg, and we just need a big chance. That's all we need. We need a big chance to spark up this game. When that got fired back to Mendy, then I just had flashbacks of what he did earlier. I was like, please don't do that
just
again.
A little bit of panic.
A bit of a kick out there from Pepe. We're getting in his head.
You can stop with that. We don't need any of that at all. He's starting to get. I mean, he's not gone in with too much malice, but you can tell he's getting a little bit annoyed.
Yeah.
And like I say, he is chill. He's a lot chiller than he has been before. But you seem to be knowing what you're doing to wind him up, and I'm not liking that. Bayern Munich have scored. Here we go. Goals galore is now going to happen.
Bayern Munich have scored. Brilliant. And I knew that was going to happen. Called it. Goals galore. Here we are.
You're going to love the goal scorer. Are you ready?
It's Choupo-Moting.
You know full well it's Choupo-Moting.
What a man. I honestly have no clue how that man has a professional contract. And then he insists on scoring against one of the best teams. But there we are. That blows my mind. That actually does blow my mind. Choupo-Moting is a bang average footballer.
He's proven himself otherwise at the minute with his score sheet. But yeah, no, I understand what you mean. But every time you see Bayern Munich score, it seems to be Choupo-Moting on the sheet.
It's proper weird, that, isn't it? Choupo-Moting is just managing to step up, and I don't quite understand it. It's probably though because he is in such a good team; they do a lot of the work for him.
Yeah, I could understand more if it was if this was a Bundesliga match, being the easy league. But scoring against PSG, thoroughly well done to him. And I think the thing is as well, if you don't prove that you need to be at Bayern Munich, they'll soon ship you out.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain how that would be, but it's kind of like an elite. It is an elite club. And if you're not performing, they just get rid of you. There's no second chances or whatever that you see maybe at like Liverpool going on, But he's proven that he needs to be there. And I mean, if you don't succeed at Bayern, you're at the top pretty much. You're just proving to yourself you're not ready to play or going to play that kind of football, and start seeing yourself climbing back down. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I totally understand what you mean. Bayern Munich, they're a team that they don't take slackers, do they? They take the best, and if you don't perform, you maybe not out, but they'll shift you on, or they'll send you out on loan. They'll do something to try and get the best out of you.
Look at Renato Sanchez. He made that one spectacular miss hit, and that was it. Gone, loaned out straight away, pretty much, and. It's understandable, Bayern Munich has a lot to live up to, and they can't afford to give players second chances when they mess up so spectacularly.
Exactly. It really is. It really is like when you're at the top end of that of football, and you're at the top end of a game, you cannot afford to make mistakes. And it's why Kepa's been dropped for Chelsea. You cannot afford to make those mistakes at a club as big as like a Bayern Munich or a Chelsea. I just forgot my own team's name. I don't know how I even managed that there, but there we go. That is just my brain working for you. So we are coming up to halftime. I was going to do a halftime game, but I don't think we've quite got enough people in the stream to do a halftime game, because I was going to do you against the comments. But there we are. We'll just have to make do. We'll have a rundown of the stats. We'll have a bit of a chat, a review of the first half, which has been a very dull one. Maybe we'll have to cut to an ad break. Yeah, imagine if we could use that. Cut to an ad break and just pre-record some ads and fill them onto the screen. Do that.
That's my next project for you. I'll work for that next time.
It's just visit Jordan Spence.
Just get a couple of Brothers Ciders labels from next time you have a drink, and just stick them on some card and just put it in front of the screen and just be like, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back after this word from our sponsor. Sub to Sam.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's not going to be tons to talk about in halftime either. You know, it's clumsy and messy. I mean, there's 3 players on the floor right now. It just
I saw that. One went down, then another one went down, and then another one went down.
What is going on? I think tensions are high. People are getting afraid. I think halftime can't come soon enough.
Yeah, I think Porto need to regroup. I think they've not. The first 5 minutes was good from Porto, and from then on they've kind of lost their aim, their sight of what they wanted. They need a change at halftime to get their legs going and to get something. Well, to get them actually doing something, because it's so boring. It's been an easy first half for Chelsea.
I think now I'm having less faith in what result we're going to get. I can't 3-1 now seems very optimistic. I mean, 4 goals happen in one half. It's not unheard of.
Yeah.
I just don't really think it's been heard of by Porto or Chelsea. Chelsea to concede 4 goals in one half. That's done.
We'll brush over that one. We won't talk about when Chelsea lost 6-0 to Manchester City a few seasons ago. I remember that. I was sat in the pub at the time with my mate who was a Tottenham fan, and it was the worst time to be sat with a Tottenham fan. And he was literally sat there annoyed because it wasn't going to be a competitive game because we were like 4-0 down inside 20 minutes. And I just remember being like, what is going on? And in the reverse fixture that season, we'd won 2-0 as well. I was like, How'd you go from that to that?
A lot happens in that time, though, doesn't it? But you don't expect it to go that badly wrong. You know, the first fixture to the second fixture doesn't necessarily mean anything. But if you're going from a 2-0 up to a 6-0 down, you've got to be asking questions. You really do. Yeah,
exactly. And well, Chelsea always ask questions, don't they? They always change stuff. Is there going to be a goal towards the end of this half? They've got 5 seconds if they want to do it. Go on. Oh, that was awful. And there we are. It is half-time. Chelsea 0, Porto 0. Me and Jordan are bored, and you guys probably are as well. If there is anyone out there, then you probably are bored as well. And Shah has come back after 15 minutes of no comments. Shah's just put so dead. Yes, it is, Shah. Yes, it is. It is a very, very dull and boring game. But it's good for Chelsea. Chelsea are 1 foot inside that semi-final, which is on the 27th, which I'm excited for, the day after my dissertation's due. So if we get there, it could be a nice reward for me. So we'll not do the halftime show because, like I said, there's 9 of us, and Jordan against the comments, Jordan would win because there'd probably just be Shah responding, and it'd just be a 1v1. But we will move on and we will have a look at some of the halftime stats, have a halftime talk. If anyone's got any questions they want to fire at us, feel free to fire them at us as well. And we will discuss that in a quick minute. So here we go. If my sofa score loads, here we are. It's not going to load. There we are. So let's have a look at these team ratings. And there's nothing really there that stands out. That's 7.5 for Jorginho. Seems fairly high, but he's not really put a foot wrong, and he's been quite good on the ball, Jorginho. So I guess I'll let him off. It has, I think this attacking momentum on this left-hand side shows, well, it doesn't, Porto haven't been dominating attacking momentum by any stretch of the imagination, but when it has been attacks, they have been, or sustained attacks, they have been more likely to be Porto. And the one big change from this game to the last one is that possession stat. 46% Porto, 54% Chelsea. But they've not done anything, have they, Jordan, with the possession they've had?
No, and I think it's quite disappointing, really. It just seems to have fizzled out. It just seems to be a game that's fizzled out. It had all that momentum at the start, and it just seems to have fizzled out into nothing. And I'm really disappointed, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at the comments on my phone rather than doing it there. Yeah, it has been really disappointing. And that shots on target, nil. Let's have a shot on target, man. You're being paid however many £1,000 a week. Get a shot on target, one of you. I don't think that's too much to ask. We have had a few corners. There's not really been much, though, for either side in here. And Shah is requesting, can we do a halftime quiz? I mean, we could, but there's not really like the capacity to do it. That's the problem, Shah. And I had a you versus the comments or a Jordan versus the comments, should I say, prepared for you. But, we need sort of 14, 15 people. So if you know anyone who's going to get involved, then absolutely get them in here and we'll play a game. So I think that's the main thing to point out is that possession. Looking at Porto's team, Corona and Oliveira, both on is that the lowest rating on the pitch? No, Antonio Rudiger, but both on a very low rating. And I don't think it's quite been the return that I expected from Sergio Oliveira. Oh my God, I just cannot pronounce that name. Sergio Oliveira. There we are. It's not quite been the return which we have seen or would have expected. Like if you look at his stats for Porto generally, he has scored. I'm hoping they're on here whilst I'm clicking through here. He has scored a lot of goals for Porto. You can see it there. I think this is just in the Champions League. Total games played 7, started 7 with 5 goals. So he has that capability to fly forward and get goals and score penalties. And he's a good player to have on your team. But we've not seen that from Sergio Oliveira yet. And it is a little bit disappointing. We can see here he scored. And is that a penalty as well he got there? That went really high. Is that a penalty he got there as well? I don't know. But you can see he's a key man for Porto. And if they are looking to get anywhere with this Chelsea side, I think Sergio Oliveira is going to be the man to do that. He needs to step up. Corona he's not been great, has he, Jesus Corona, so far?
No, he hasn't. And I think if we go back to Sergio Oliveira, I think his performance has been a little bit lackluster. And I was like I said, I was excited for him to come back. And now I'm not as. I think whether it's just he's had that time off and he's just not where he needs to be. I mean, to be fair, because Porto normally plays 4-4-2, for him to be on the far right, it's not where he would normally play. If I was going to make any changes at half time, I would possibly bring Corona off and put Taremi on, but then you'd have to switch Marega to the right hand side.
Yeah.
Where
is Taremi? I would probably at the bottom. There he is. Yeah. I was just seeing where he was. Yeah, I've not seen his name when I was scrolling.
Yeah, through. No, he's right at the bottom. That would probably be the big change. I think you're 2-0 down. Do you want to worry about that big defeat? And I don't think it'll happen now. Do you want to go 3 at the back? I wouldn't want to 100% say. But you've got the opportunity to bring, like Tony Martinez on and get opportunities there and just go for attacking football, because the chances that Chelsea have had haven't been very, very few and far between.
They've not been very clear cut, have they?
No, and I think you can manage. If you kept Pep on, Mbemba and probably Manafa and bring Sanusi off and go 3 at the back, and then probably bring 3-4-3 maybe. Bring Otavio down to the mid, and like I say, put Taremi and Martinez up front. I think you've probably got maybe a winning combination there.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just watching on BT Sport. They were talking about Jesus Corona and the chances he's had. He has had the best opportunities on the field. The poor mistake from Edouard Mendy, that half opportunity. We're just seeing the PSG opportunities here. Mbappe's had a one-on-one, rolled it over to Neymar, and Neymar, good save there from Manny Neuer. to keep that. Well, it would have been 0-0 at the time. It's 3-3 on their aggregate. It looks like PSG have been going for it, looking at this highlights reel. Neymar at the crossbar from a finesse shot from about 20 yards out. Maybe we have underestimated PSG a little bit here. They have been going for it in this game. And Neymar's at the post. He's at the bar. He's had a shot saved by Manuel Neuer. There's a lot going on in this game. And that is a proper stinky goal for Choupo-Moting to score. It's a rebound off Keylor Navas and very much Choupo-Moting. But maybe we underestimated PSG a little bit. But back to Chelsea and Corona. They were talking about Corona, and he has had the most of the clear-cut opportunities, really, hasn't he? He's been the one who was. He's looked the most dangerous despite that rating. I think that rating will deceive a few people. He has looked quite. He's looked quite sharp. He's had the opportunities. He's been in the right areas, but he hasn't taken them. And maybe that's why Jorginho is on such a high rating, because he managed to get that foot in off that shot. Maybe so. But as we can see here, 2 shots off target, 3 block shots, 1 shot off target, 2 block shots. So in reality, we've only had 3 proper shots, haven't we? And there needs to be more. We'll go have a look at the Bayern Munich stats. Why not? That might be a little bit more exciting. Having looked at that, it looks like a much better game than the one we are currently watching, which does not surprise me in any way, shape, or form. Where are all the games? Here they are. Let's click on here. Here we are. So let's have a look at the stats on here. As we said, Neymar has had quite a few opportunities. He's hit the bar, he's hit the post, he's been very unlucky. And as we can see here, 3 shots on target, 4 shots on target, a very nicely flowing game here that is going on for PSG and Bayern Munich, we maybe chose the wrong game here, Jordan. We maybe did. It looks like we definitely chose the one which was more boring, but we knew that coming in. And it looks like it's going to be a battle of who can come out on top here. Jordan, are you still backing Bayern to go through?
Well, watching that play reel, because you can't really see, because obviously we're busy watching the our game. You can't really see what's going on, and all you see is obviously a Bayern goal, and you're thinking, right, okay, is Bayern up to the usual tricks, and they're going to dominate this? But looking at that reel from has just been shown on BT Sport, I'm not so convinced. I think PSG are probably going to get 2 in. If it continues to play like that, it might. I don't know if Bayern will score another one, especially with that lackluster goal from Choupo-Moting. If that's what they got, I don't think they'll get another. Unless it's unfair to comment because I haven't watched the full game, but based on those snippets, based on the stats, yeah, mate, they got lucky. Lucky.
It definitely looks like that. And I was just looking at that defence. Pereira of PSG is more inclined to being a midfielder. That Colin Dagba, don't really know much about him. And Diallo, he is more of a centre-half than a fullback, I do believe, if that's the right Diallo I'm thinking of. And either way, that defence doesn't have much. I'd be surprised if they have much chemistry together, in the sense that I don't think they've played that much together. And so it should be a lot easier for Bayern Munich to break them down. But you have that foursome up front, if you will, and that attacking foursome and Paredes and Idrissa Gueye, that is going to be the real problem for them, because it's getting the ball back from them. Don't get me wrong, they have a lot of talent in this defence. This defence is probably is the stronger one out of the two. But this attack is so scintillating when it wants to be that Bayern Munich really could be under a lot of pressure here. And maybe Neymar should be on the score sheet. I think maybe a 6.4 is maybe a little bit harsh looking at those highlights, but well, I guess that's what a highlights reel is. It shows the best of the bunch, doesn't it? So I'm just going to try and see on the attacking stuff.
Pereira being a FC Porto player on loan to PSG, may I ask?
Yeah. He is, isn't he?
Yeah, just a key fact there, you know.
Just that is the most important thing. Just looking there, look at that. Neymar has had 5 shots in total. He's hit the woodwork twice and missed 3 big chances. Wow. That is literally all of his shots. Like all of his shots have been clear-cut opportunities which Neymar's missed. Maybe Neymar is a flop. Well,
controversial.
I had that on one of my videos a few weeks ago. I discussed that in great depth. So if you do want to watch that, go watch it. Go watch it. I discussed that in great depth. But I will stop sharing the screen. We are a few minutes away now from kickoff, and Thor Group has been in the chat just watching the PSG versus Bayern game. Yeah, definitely sounds like a more interesting game than the one that we're currently watching. But for me, I cannot complain at this. First half. And I think the one thing I'd like to see is maybe Timo Werner get a run out in this second half. But I think Havertz is getting into that head of Pepe, and I think that could really help Chelsea in the second half. If Pepe gets into that book, if Havertz gets into his head, then whole new ball game. And well, you just don't know where it's going to go. You don't know where it's going to go. And if Porto get a goal, that's going to put this game on a proper knife edge, and Chelsea need to step up in the second half if Porto get a goal. But that could well turn out to be a big if. And Shah says, go on Bayern. Yes, maybe we're not the only ones who kind of like, we prefer Bayern to win. But I kind of don't as well, because your brother's a Bayern fan. I
think he's streaming. I don't even think he's watching.
That wouldn't surprise me.
You know, one of his armchair fans. Most of Man City supporters, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. The empty ad.
But yeah, I don't know why we want Bayern to win. I just think they probably have the pedigree to deserve to win.
Yeah, I think that's always the thing with teams. I think people admire teams that have players that come through and they don't just buy the top end ones. Like Manchester City buy £50 million backup reserve players. And even Chelsea don't do that. Yes, okay, Chelsea spent big this summer, but they missed out on a season and whatever of transfers. So it's such a weird complex, this Manchester City, and I think that's the reason people prefer the likes of Bayern Munich and Liverpool to a Manchester City or a PSG, because they don't just buy everything. They don't just go, oh, he's doing well, let's buy him. Oh, no, he's not doing very well now. Oh, let's get rid of him. It is a bit less of that, and it's more, let's stick with the players. Let's help them grow. Venuk says, I'll be sad if it's a 0-0 score at the end. I need to see some action and some goals. So do we, Venuk. Get that positivity. Maybe we need another lucky charm or something. Maybe Jordan takes his top off. That'll be the lucky charm, and we'll oh no, I don't want to get. That's
you getting your first YouTube strike there, mate. That's not good. That's not good for you. I promise you.
X-rated.
Yeah.
It comes up on the stream that before you click it, you have to be over 18 to watch it.
This video violates some community guidelines. But no, I agree with Benok. You know, it'll be a disappointing result for both of us, I think, if it's 0-0. You know, you want that action. I know 0-0s are inevitable in some games, but it shouldn't be for this. You know, it's a Champions League. There's relatively evenly matched teams here, but are very capable of scoring goals. I mean, not tons of goals. I mean, neither of our teams are big goal scorers, but we do generally score at least one every game.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Absolutely right. And I think Porto, just as we get underway, we're just about to get underway here for the second half. I think if Porto do not score in this game, I think that'll be even worse. Like, I think they'll be prepared, obviously, to lose this game. I think they'll be aware that the likelihood is 2-0 down is a massive thing to overcome. They'll be aware of that. But if they don't score in this game, I think they'll be absolutely gutted, because if they score first, and, you know, we're 45 minutes in here now, and the longer this goes on, I think if they get that first goal, the more likely they are to get a second, the longer this goes on, and Chelsea not respond. And I think they'll be gutted that if they don't get a goal, they will be gutted, as Is that Oliveira's just picked up a booking for a cynical foul?
Yeah, it was a bad decision. It was a bad decision, but. And then there was me saying Oliveira, he's been lacklustre, but he needs to get that chance. And then he comes on a minute into the second half and does a mistake like that. No one's made any changes at half time, I've noticed, which I find quite interesting.
Yeah, I think, especially from a Porto perspective, you'd be thinking maybe chuck an extra striker on, do something, because I don't know if you think the same way, Jordan, but here you're going to lose by 2-0. And like I said, if you don't score, you're going to be gutted. So why not chuck an extra striker on? Why not take off a left back, chuck a striker on, go 3 at the back, match us, get that in? And if that was me, if I was in that position, I'd be like, look, maybe by the 60th minute, 70th minute, go all in. There's not going to be many opportunities. It could be a great opportunity for Porto to get to a semi-final, get to a final even, if they were to progress from this. And I do think it's maybe a little bit negative, but we'll have to see in the next 15, 20 minutes if they bring on someone else, some of the players you've mentioned earlier on, maybe the youngster, Conceição, maybe they'll bring on Junior Conceição, as you will. And that for me, I think it would be really disappointing because if it was a 0-0 because of that.
I just find it strange. I mean, I was just looking at our upcoming fixtures. We're not playing again until Saturday, so it's not even a case of having to worry about the league. If Sergio Conceição's thinking, okay, look, we're going to struggle. Let's think about the league, because I mean the league is still there for us. I mean, we're in second, but I think we're only 6 points behind Sporting at the minute. But our next game's not until Saturday, and I mean it's against Nacional, and I think they're in the relegation zone. So I don't understand what he's trying to achieve by not subbing anyone on, especially another striker, and whether it's to bring a defender off. I wouldn't say, or if it's now a case, there's no point bringing off Oliveira because he's got his yellow, because at this rate you're not going to progress anyway, so you don't even need to worry about that. But it just seems strange for Sergio Conceição not to make a decision like that, whether it's to shake up the formation or to do those substitutions. And I think there'll probably be a Porto substitution within the next 10-15 minutes if nothing happens in this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
A Chelsea goal, I think you'll see immediate substitutions.
Well, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? You really would hope so, because they need to do something. They need to be more positive in the second half. And I'm almost disappointed myself that I thought that after that first 5 minutes, I thought they were going to be right at it. They were going to be on Chelsea's toes all the time. But maybe it showed the difference between Chelsea and Porto, and maybe Porto and other sides in this Champions League, that they didn't just instantly go, right, we don't care if we concede, we're going to go for it. And, we're confident in our defence, we can go forward and we can attack. So maybe they'll do this in the second half and be a bit more dynamic with their attacking and create a few more clear-cut opportunities, because we're yet to register a shot on goal, which, well, it isn't good for either team, that. Ball out wide here, though. Can they get a ball in? Lovely little roll back there. Is anyone going to win that? It's gone out for a corner. Well defended by, I think that was Reece James. Very well defended there by the young Englishman. Just to see that out. There was 2 players lurking around there, so he had to get to that.
I found Maraga's positioning quite questionable. I don't see why he was still so far out right. No. I don't know why he was out there really.
Ooh. Oh, I thought it was a lot nicer than I thought it was. I thought they hit heads there.
Yeah. Good save by Mendy though. Credit where credit's due. But I think Maraga. You've seen bits of him, but I haven't seen him as like dominating force that I kind of want from him.
Oh, what's going on here? Mendy looks like he's He's just given himself a second after that collision in the air. He just came out from the corner, caught the ball, and just got a little bit of a thud in. Looks like it was Mbemba who caught him in the air there. A bit of an uncomfortable one. Hopefully not too much damage done. He didn't look like he landed on an elbow or anything, so maybe just a sore one. Maybe he's just taking his time sort of thing, and hoping that something can happen for him and that it doesn't end up being too bad. But we've got back underway with an awful goal kick, and Porto are back on the attack again. Maybe they can smell blood, knowing that Mendy's maybe not completely with it. What a tackle that was from Rudiger. That was the most clumsy tackle I think I've ever seen. He looked like Scooby-Doo there, with his legs just moving and his body not. But there we are. Oliveira to whip in a corner. Can we get some action? That's what we want. That is what we want. We want some action. Can we get some? Ball whipped in. Jumps up. Pepe goes for it. Comes back out again. Looks to loop it back in again. Cleared by Jorginho. Jorginho seems to be everywhere at the minute. Ball whips back in. This time on his left foot. Oh, that was a lovely ball in as well from his left foot. Should have been attacked better. And Reece James can get this out. Well, Porto have got another free kick. They're managing to pen Chelsea in. Maybe this is just what they needed.
I just hope this is, going to last. I don't want it to be again where in the first half, Porto looked promising for the first 10 minutes or so and it just died off. I'm hoping Sergio Conceição had a really good chat with them and booked their ideas up, because it's promising. It is promising. You look at the last 2 minutes, and there's good chances. I mean, it's not perfect football. It's far from it. I'm not going to say it's a masterclass because it really isn't. There's bad positioning. There's poor tackles, mishits, bad passes. It's not good football, And they really need, if they do need to book their ideas up, it's not that.
I thought Marega had done more with that then.
Just needed more power.
Yeah.
It was like he didn't have the confidence. He was in the right place, though,
Yeah, he really was. Ball whipped in there by Corona. Well handled there from Mendy. No problems there. That Marega opportunity, he's almost gone to do a shot on the turn, hasn't he? And with that, he's been a bit underconfident. Is Chelsea trying to play out from the back again? Oh, my God, Kante's got lucky there. Managed to roll it through the legs of Corona. I think that's Corona on this side.
A sweaty moment.
He must have swapped sides, but Chelsea are on the counter-attack again, and Kante's up there now with the attack, which is baffling me. And Mason Mount is up on this left-hand side. What can he do? The run from the outside of Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell pulls it back to Pulisic. Should have made a better connection, and that is Chelsea 1-0. But Porto were able to gather and recover and hoof the ball clear. Chelsea now have recovered the ball again. So Moussa Marega looks absolutely massive next to Jorginho there. He absolutely dwarfed him. Flynn is back. Lovely to see him, Flynn. Thanks for stopping by, mate. Really, really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while, so I hope you're doing well, mate. Hope things are going okay. Well, you haven't been in one of the chats for a while. I did stream Manchester United versus Arsenal, Flynn, but I don't think I remember seeing you in there. So you missed that one, and that was a good stream, actually. I think it was Manchester United versus Arsenal. Was that
every
the game?
stream's a good stream.
Yeah, exactly. Well, when I do it, anyway.
Yeah, you're here for quality content. This is what.
Yeah, you're here for the banter. That's what it is. Even if there's nothing happening on the actual field, you at least get the quality banter. At least I'm not by myself for this one, because at least like at the weekend when there was when it was me by myself, there was a lot of goals. That is always the one positive when there's lots of goals. It gives you something to talk about.
I if it was a 0-0 and you was on your own, like it must be hard. What? Especially if it's like an actually dead game. There's not many shots. There's no opportunities really. It's just a lot of passing.
Yeah, that's what this is really, isn't it? And you get a real appreciation for the commentators, but I guess the commentators they do all this like studying and stuff for it. And I mean, I guess I could do a bit more, but like at the weekend I'd written down loads of topics of conversation and blew through them within like the first 10 minutes. of the game, and that was with an exciting game. And you're like, oh, that's a half chance for this person. This person is that, you start talking about them like that, and then you're like, oh, well, I've just got through all 5 topics of conversation that I had for time fillers, and here we are. Ball out wide to Reece James here. Lovely touchdown there. Aspilicueta back into Pulisic, back into Reece James. Look, a little bit quicker that from Chelsea. Jorginho back into Reece James again. Reece James looks to go wide. No foul there, says the referee. And Porto can maybe counter. Awful ball, though, looking for Musa Marega. And Chelsea have recovered the ball. That is where Porto need to be better, that, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a bad long ball. And, I mean, that pause for a second. What was the need? You had a couple of players with you. We obviously had Marega up there, holding anyway. Get up there. And if you need to buy some time at the top, you can do that. There's no need to pause and then just do that wasted long ball. It was a waste of time.
Yeah, absolutely was. It wasn't worth your time. And Kante might be able to, referee playing advantage, rolls it into Mason Mount. Mason Mount, could this be one? Oh, great defending there. Absolutely world-class defending there to stop Mason Mount from scoring and getting his second goal of this fixture, if you will, of these legs. And what an opportunity that was. There was a foul earlier on up the field. Kante with a nice ball out wide to Mason Mount. Mason Mount takes it early on his left, but good defending by the Porto defender.
Yeah, it was good. I think it was Manafa. Yeah, it was. He's done well there. That was a tense moment. Corner. Straight into the hands of Marchesand. It was top class defending, really was.
Yeah, he's done well there as well because Mount had a yard or two on him, and Porto looked exposed there. That's how quickly things can change, though. Chelsea just nicked the ball. Pulisic managed to he got fouled, but he got the ball through to N'Golo Kante, and it was as simple as that. And Mason Mount nearly managed to profit from it, but not thanks to a fantastic piece of defending there. So we are 60 minutes in, 57 minutes in. Jordan, what do you want to see change? Change of formation, like you said, maybe go back to your classic 4-4-2, bring on Luis Diaz?
Yeah, obviously, that's the how to lose 5-0 masterclass, isn't it, if you do that? I don't think you need 4 at the back now. You're losing 2-0. What... The papers are still going to write that you was, if you held 0-0, they're still going to write that you're out of the Champions League. So why not be brave? And if he does that, you go 3 at the back, you bring on Taremi and not Diaz, definitely not Diaz, Martinez. Bring them on, and somehow you pull it back. You'll get that respect. It's a comeback of all comebacks. Why not be brave? You've got nothing to lose at this point. There's 30 or so minutes left. Go for broke. Be brave. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this point. Give it a go. If it doesn't work, fine. But this isn't working for the result that we need. Never mind the result we want. This isn't working. So changes need to be made. And obviously, like I say, I think 60 minutes. So within the next 5 minutes, if Sergio Conceição hasn't made a change, I think questions will be asked if we stay 0-0 or even lose.
Yeah, no worries, Flynn. I appreciate you were busy. Just thought I'd let you know that we actually did the stream and it went down really well, actually. So. Maybe I'll do Arsenal more often. Probably not, but maybe I will. Still 0-0. Great, exactly, Shah. It's been a slow one. It really has been so far, and Porto haven't been. Well, I expected a bit more of a challenge from Porto in this game. I felt bad that I didn't make it. Don't feel bad about it. It's no worries, mate. We've all got our lives to get on with, haven't we? And just because me and Jordan have a million spare minutes apparently, and always manage to tag each other and stuff on Facebook, doesn't mean that everyone else has the same thing.
I'm sure we can cover Arsenal in the Europa League next year.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get Jordan on just for you there, Flynn. You can be our Arsenal correspondent.
I know so much about Arsenal. It's just like, I'm sure Arsene Wenger's still manager.
Yeah,
No,
I really like Cesc Fabregas at Arsenal.
just wish.
You know what's even better about that? The name on the back of my shirt.
Oh, mate.
It says Fabregas.
Oh, mate.
I'm joking about the fact that he used to be at Arsenal before Chelsea, and then I totally forgot that he was on the back of my shirt.
The only printed shirt I've got is Pep on our 125-year alternate kit. It was the year he joined back from Besiktas, because obviously they couldn't afford anything anymore. And yeah, that's the only player printed shirt I've got. Maybe
substitution.
Oh, fine.
Something looks like it's going to be happening. Waiting for a goal, says Shah. Yes, we're all waiting. We're all waiting. And the bad thing is, I kind of hope it's a Porto goal just to inject some life into it. But I might have spoken too soon there as the ball's whipped in. Good save by Mendy. Poor ball in. Why Fabregas? Why have I got Fabregas on the back of my shirt? Well, when I bought this Chelsea top, he was one of my favourite Chelsea players. I absolutely adored Cesc Fabregas. He's one of the greatest centre midfielders to walk the Premier League, and that's why I chose him in the first place. And then I think it was the next transfer window he ended up leaving. So just one of them things, isn't it, really? It's a bit unfortunate, but at the end of the day, he's one of my favourite players in the sort of last 5-10 years to have played for Chelsea. So that's why I got him. So they are making a substitution, Porto, and it looks like it's a little bit more attacking. A number 9 coming on for Marco Grujic. So Tamiri, or whatever you call him, has come on for a centre midfielder, which looks like a more positive movement. That maybe it's Otavio going into that centre mid role, but it definitely looks more positive.
There is a smile on my face. It's Taremi. Like I said, he needs to come on. Hopefully, he just slots straight in, and wonder sub would be great, but I don't know if it'll necessarily happen. I'm interested to see what kind of formation he goes with now, bringing Taremi on, especially for Grujic. I didn't expect him to really come off. I thought it would have been Oliveira or Corona, but obviously Conceição's seen something that we haven't.
Yeah, I just don't think Grujic. I don't think he's been overly busy in the game. That's the only problem with the game he's played. He's not really been noticeable. Whereas whether they're good or bad, you have noticed Corona in the game, haven't you? You've noticed him. Whether it's missed opportunities, you have noticed him, and he's getting in the positioning. But it might. I'm interested to see how they'll do this. Whether they'll go to more of a 4-2-2, so having two, basically FIFA formation, having two sort of defensive midfielders, attacking midfielders, and then strikers, or whether they'll go 4-4-2. Be interesting to see. It does look like they've gone 2 up front, so it might have been a 4-4-2 with Corona and Otavio slotting back into a more left mid position than anything else. But and it looks a bit more feisty here. They look like they're going for it. That attack, which they're just having as the ball whipped in miles over. Other than that cross, it looks a lot better.
Yeah, it's a lot more quality. Going on now. We've managed to keep it on the pitch as well, which is always a plus.
Yeah. Is there an opportunity here? Header, good save by Mendy. An easy save, but a needed save.
Well, that's Taremi. It was Taremi straight off. Really, showing that I should have been on from the start.
First shot on target.
Yeah, and that's what you need. That's what you need. I'm not saying I'm a football manager, far from it. But, I said bring Taremi on, and he's instantly proving why we need to bring him on.
Precisely. And, that's a positive step forward for Porto. They can, it gives them something to build on. They've got that shot on target because it's been pretty easy for Chelsea so far as Pulisic gets another
I think that's probably
foul.
the first shot on target of the entire game, never mind the first shot on target for Porto.
Exactly. You're getting high subs here when you had 156 on the Albania game. Yeah, I know. I'm hoping for 200 in the next few days, maybe by the end of the week, maybe by Chelsea, Man City at the weekend. That's what I'm hoping for. I didn't do a 2-minute Tuesday today, mainly because, number one, I am a little bit, I'm trying to be a bit more time, do a bit better time management with my dissertation and stuff and get that all sorted out. But yeah, I am hoping to, by the end of the week, have got to 200 subscribers, the almighty 200, which has flown up a lot quicker than the first 100, which is even better. But I guess that's one of those things for me because I have changed the type of content I'm producing. More people like it, but it depends if people still want to see watch-alongs and stuff like that during once everything's reopened again. People might not want to watch it. Mitch has put, hello lads, just popping in to give you my best wishes. Hearing there hasn't been a shot on target in the Chelsea game. Actually, Mitch, there has just been one. There has been one, and it was a tame header into the hands of Mendy.
It's now hotting up massively, but
it has been an absolute stinker, mate. It really has been. Meanwhile, yeah, pretty much. Sam, you look tired. Yeah, we went to have some beers last night, so I'm quite tired so far. So I'm looking forward to a good night's kip tonight because I don't think we got back until the place was open till like 2 because there's no curfew now, is there? Which was weird, which we thought was strange. We thought the curfew would come back in, but there you are. Enough about my university living and life, but there we are. And Mitch has put some laughing emojis. Yes, it very much is a reason to laugh, Mitch. It very much is. But don't worry, we've got the banter on point. We are still laughing at Luis Diaz from last week. So that's all you need to keep a game interesting. And Shah likes for us to talk about the weather. So there we are. We'll move on to the weather if the game gets really, really bad. And Pulisic has won another. Is that Pulisic again who's won another free kick? He has been absolutely swarmed all over this game. And everyone has, they've been trying to take Pulisic down. I think that might have been the game plan from the beginning. They know how tricky he can be on the ball. And maybe that's been the game plan.
It's quite possible. I don't think it's really a game plan to really bank on it. You take yourself back to France versus Portugal. Let's knacker Cristiano Ronaldo, and then Portugal still win. So it's not really a good plan if it is the plan. I would say he did seem to come down a little bit easily just then. It didn't look like anything too heavy, but maybe that's just bias.
I thought Havertz was going to do something with it. He has them moments, doesn't he? It was a nice couple of touches there, and then the third one was just a poor touch out of his way. But we've got to see a goal, surely. Like I don't want to jinx it and it'd be a Porto goal, but we've got to see something.
I think a goal has to come at some point, surely. I know there's not been any. There's been one shot on target, and I would like to say it was a Porto shot on target, but it's not. Something's got to come of this. A 0-0 from this it's going to be disappointing. And we said that in the first leg, and then obviously Chelsea finally broke Porto down, and it made it a much more interesting game. But that was looking like a 0-0, and that was starting to get a little bit boring. And I'm surprised that no goals have come out of the other game going on right now. You'd expect a lot more goals to come out of that game. Nothing seems to be happening in either. I don't know if it's just stalemate or if it's jinxed or, everyone's fancy is a little break or take it a bit easy. But
here's Pulisic. Pulisic might get a shot off here. Oh, a bit of a ricochet there. I think Pulisic needed to take that first time. He took one too many touches there. Havertz rolled the ball into him, and he's just taken one too many touches. Marega trying to do something with the ball now. But there we are.
No one seems to be supporting Marega, though. You look at that, Marega was taking 3 on his own, and no one was there to help him. They were just stood watching.
Precisely. Shah says, by the way, Rahman, I don't know.
Ramadan Mubarak.
I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologise. Mubarak. I'm just saying that because I'm fasting. Oh, well, good luck with your fasting. Hope you have a good Ramadan. Chelsea could do with a win, to be honest. Nice to ease through, but it's a concern having to sit back when heading into a European semi-final. Yeah, not the most inspiring result. Yeah, well, they've got a semi-final this weekend as well, haven't they, against Manchester City. So maybe that'll be a better reflection of how Chelsea can do against good opposition. Maybe it could be, who knows? It could be the final. It could be the final of the Champions League, but it isn't the best of performances from Chelsea. I was kind of hoping Chelsea would go into this with the idea of scoring a lot of goals, ending the game, killing the game off, and giving a good time. I bet you will have 372 subs by the end of the year, mark my word. I'm hoping for more than 372 subs, but we'll see. We'll see where we're at. We're doing quite well at the moment, but hopefully we'll have a few more. And I want to get to that 1,000 goal as soon as possible, because then we can start growing the channel as best as possible as well. So we are 70 minutes in. I think there's only been one sub, hasn't there? Still, am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I've not spotted anything else. I think early we missed. I think Sergio Conceição got a yellow card earlier on.
Again.
Yeah, again.
Nice.
But nothing else seems to have really happened.
Brilliant. So at least the manager's getting involved. He's up for it. Yeah, it's just Grujic who's come off. That is it. That is all the subs.
There's got to be another one. I think if Taremi doesn't manage to score in the next 5 minutes or so, I think you'll probably see another Porto substitution.
Here we go. They've all just come on. Three have come on the screen. It is a triple substitution that is coming on. Put one in front of it, says Flynn. Yes, 1,372. That would be a good goal by the end of the year. But
you'd take that. A good sub count, really.
Yeah, I'd take that, especially because it's just something I can do in my spare time. But can Porto get something before their super subs come on? Oof. Ball whipped across the box there. Thiago Silva has cleared it over the top of his own goal, and I was a little bit worried there when that cross came in. It was the way it hit Thiago Silva's foot. I thought that could span her off anywhere.
That was close. You're talking literally like a centimetre or two, and that could have been a completely different outcome.
Yeah. Disappointing corner, though, there. Defended at the front post. You've got to be doing more than that with a corner in the Champions League quarterfinals, especially against a side like Chelsea. I wonder who will be coming off. That was a poor attempt of a through ball from Oliveira. Not been his night tonight so far, Sergio Oliveira. A lot of talk by me and you at the beginning of the game about how sensational he could be. But maybe he's just a penalty stat padder. We'll never know. And, I keep hiccuping. And that is another foul and another yellow card coming out. And that one was on Jorginho, that foul this time. So they just don't like players running at him, and that is for Jesus Corona, who has been fouled. Jorginho had gone absolutely flown by him there, hadn't he? And he's just pulled him down onto the floor and disrupted anything. And it is Corona. I thought he was going off then. Is he coming off? He is coming off. Yeah, they're making 3 subs here, and Corona is one of them coming off. I think Morega's coming off as well.
Why is Luis Diaz coming on? What?
Nanu is coming on for Manafa. That is the first sub that has come up on our screens and been confirmed. The next one is Eva Nielsen coming on for Musa Morega. Maybe a little bit harsh on Musa Morega, but he's not had his day. And Jesus Corona has also come off for Luis Diaz. So Jordan's favourite player back on the pitch, back at it again with the white Vans.
I don't know what to fully make about that. I mean, Morega, he's worked hard, but I don't think he's going to give us the results that we needed. I mean, to bring on Evan Wilson for him, I mean, he's young, so he's got that pace. To bring on Luis Diaz, well, we'll see.
He did get a lot of opportunities in that first game, which maybe is what he's thinking about. He might not have taken the opportunities, but he got in the position to get the opportunities. And at the minute, we're not having clear-cut opportunities. Neither teams are. As Mason Mount's about to whip in a corner. So hopefully we'll start getting some clear-cut opportunities with those substitutions. Maybe some fresh legs is what Porto needed. Because Rudiger's done really well there, actually, to stop. There could have been a counter-attack there, but he's done really well there to keep the ball and get it out. Lovely switch from Pepe. Now I've got to learn everyone else's numbers as well. Now I'm going to be even more screwed.
That's Luis Diaz.
Than I was in the first place. At least I could tell who a few of them were because I actually know who they were.
I mean, if Luis Diaz scores a goal, then all is forgiven for the first leg.
What will you do if Luis Diaz scores a goal?
I will be very happy. You can delete the previous video, and I'll just say, yeah, I've always had positive things to say about him.
I'm not deleting that. It's my most viewed video. I'm not deleting that.
I don't know what to say then. I just wish. I just hope he redeems himself. I'm not sold on him based on his previous performance. He's a decent player. I'm not going to say he's rubbish. He's not. But his last performance, yeah, he created those chances. He just missed all of them. He wasted them all. Yeah, I think he had one shot on target out of. I think he had like 8 chances, something like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of missed opportunities for Luis Diaz. Maybe it can be different though this time. Chelsea still yet to make a substitution. I'm quite surprised about that. I thought we'd see Timo Werner get him on, maybe get him a bit of confidence. Kai Havertz looking to go in behind there, but well out by the goalkeeper. And it really is sort of almost fading into the abyss, this game, isn't it? It feels like it. Maybe we'll get an exciting final 13 minutes or so as Mason Mount looks like he's pushed him over there. Yeah, and it's a foul. But Chelsea are playing a very good game in the sense of they know what their jobs are, they all know what their tasks are, and they're defending well. And anything that is being thrown at them by this Porto team is, at the minute, being defended very well. I was really nervous then because I was expecting that to go in.
He just couldn't get the high top. Diaz and I don't know who the other player was, a bit fast, but just couldn't get high up there. Too high for him.
Yeah. Another corner. There seems to be a lot of corners and like not a lot of shots on target, and it actually baffles me. Like you'd expect at least one of them to be from a save. But there we are. Corner whipped in again. Pepe's up for that one. It's gone out the other side. It looks a little bit more promising this now. That being said, there are 2 people down in the middle of the box. So it's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I mean, they can have as many corners as they want. I'm not going to complain if we can keep it up that end of the pitch for the rest of the 12 minutes. There's going to be a fair few chances you'd like to hope.
Yeah, there's a big if though, isn't it?
It seems to be at the minute. It really does.
Another corner whipped in here. Porto just aren't winning them. These balls in just aren't good enough. Like the ones which they are good, Pepe and the guys in the middle cannot win the ball. And the rest of them aren't beating the front post. Like Chelsea don't have the biggest of sides. They don't have a small side. But Kai Havertz is the biggest one in there. And Rudiger is doing absolutely bits. And that was quite fortunate, actually. If their player had been a bit more switched on, that might have gone somewhere else. But Mendy is, well, his clean sheet stays for another day. Is Rudiger, I don't know why he's headed it like that. Do you see what I mean? It's such he's proper jumped up and power-headed it like he's attacking the goal himself.
It's just strange.
Oh, Thiago Silva's down.
What's going on there?
I don't know. Maybe he's getting on to be an old man. Maybe he's overstretched something. But he's only just come back, really, hasn't he? So
yeah,
it'd be a shame to lose him again. I think we're trying to sign him for an extra year because he has been pretty good for us. I still think it's a weird signing for Thiago Silva to come to Chelsea, but there we are. He's one of them players, isn't he, that is a bit timeless at the minute. Maybe injuries are starting to occur, but let's just see it there. I think he's just landed funny, hasn't he? I'm not sure if it's cramp, though, by the way he landed there, because he didn't go down instantly, did it? It was almost like his leg got filled up with lactic acid, and that's why he went down. But didn't look good, especially when it always looks worse when a player doesn't have anyone around them. Zuma is warmed up and ready to go if he does need to come on. I think that they're going to make that sub anyway, regardless of Thiago Silva being, fit enough. There's no point. We might as well save him for the semi-finals against Manchester City. I'd much prefer to save him, get Zuma on now for the last 10 minutes. Zuma can do a job. And hopefully it's not too serious, but I don't know who's slotted in at. No one's slotted in at left wing back there. Mason Mount's maybe not switched on to that.
That's a poor long ball again.
Yeah, another poor. That's the story of this game for Porto. Porto.
Hey.
I'm here all night, ladies and gents. I'm here all night.
People are missing out on this quality content. They don't know what they're missing.
Exactly. Those people who've gone to listen to the actual commentators.
Why pay for PET Sport when we could do it for you and then just tell you what's going on?
Exactly. Or we could reenact it in the room if you want. Like every time we'll pretend to kick a ball and then we'll have to try and reenact everything. And you can reenact Porto and I'll reenact Chelsea.
I feel like we've got smoother, more dulcet tones than Robbie Savage as well. So, there's always there's always that. But I'm getting towards a point where it's nearly over now. I think the dream is quickly dying. And for you then to look forward, I guess, who do you want to face? Because I think that's past it for me now.
If we do get through.
Sorry, Pepe yellow card. If anyone actually listened to my betting tip, you're welcome. I'm expecting me 10% commission through the post.
Shell just saying, is Thiago Silva injured? I think he's come back on, but he did pick up a bit of a knock there, Shah. He did pick up a bit of a knock as Luis Diaz is driving through here. That's better, though, from Luis Diaz. It's much better actually driving the players forward and the play forward, really. Much better for Porto. But if Chelsea get through, I'm going to keep saying if until that final whistle goes. If Chelsea get through, I think I'd fancy Liverpool because I think Liverpool's defence, especially at the minute, Chelsea are very defensively sound. Okay, barring West Brom, where we're a man down. Provided we don't go a man down, Chelsea are very defensively sound, and I think that's Chelsea's strength. And Liverpool, Mo Salah is firing. Sadio Mane is not at his best. Firmino is not at his best. There's no Van Dijk. There's no Joe Gomez. There's no Joel Matip. So when you look at the squad like that, I think Liverpool are our best bet. Whether Liverpool will get through, I don't think so. I think 3-1 is a massive thing to overhaul. We've seen it from Liverpool before, but it is huge for them to overhaul. I think I'd prefer Liverpool. Sergio Oliveira coming off there. Not a good day for him. Fabio Vieira coming on. Not a good day for Sergio Oliveira. Maybe the hype from me and you got too much for him, John.
Maybe so. I mean, bringing on a youth player. I don't know if this is his first Champions League appearance, actually. But he has scored. He has scored in the Champions. Oh, actually, no, he's had 4 appearances. Sorry, I've got this on my cheat sheet. He's had 4 appearances, and he has had a goal in the Champions League. So there's obviously some thought behind this.
Yeah.
I think anything now, just anything. It's getting to that point where it doesn't matter who it comes from, how we get it, but it's something that needs to happen, and it needs to happen now because time is just fastly ticking away.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think it needs to happen sooner rather than later for Porto if they want any chance of getting into the semi-finals. They only need 2 to take it to extra time. That'll be the goal now. It won't be to get 3 because 2 is hard enough in 5-7 minutes or whatever the added time is. So there is plenty of time, but Chelsea do tend to get a late goal. We saw against Atletico. We saw against Sheffield United in the Cup, I believe, as well. Chelsea tend to get a late goal, so I wouldn't count that out. Is that a phrase? I don't know. We'll make up my own phrases. I wouldn't count that out. There you are. Make up my own phrase. Mason Mount driven into Kai Havertz there. Havertz into Ben Chilwell. Has that gone out? It looks like it has as well. Looks like it has gone out. And I've just got a notification on my phone saying that Ollie is typing to me, Jordan. So there we are.
Oh dear.
What's he saying? You've taken all of our viewers. Can you send them back my way?
No, just give us another 5 minutes and feel free. But
Hakeem Ziyech has just come on for Mason Mount. End of Mason Mount's day. He's done his job. Not in an attacking sense, but in a defensive sense. He has done his job. Not much more you can ask from Mason Mount other than maybe getting a goal on the attacking side. But definitely could be. I don't know. I don't know how to evaluate Chelsea subs because there doesn't seem to be that pressure at the minute. It's not like we have to put a foot down and say, no, we're not attacking anymore. I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. Can Porto make this final 5 minutes actually interesting? They've made the first 85 not very interesting. So can they make the final 5 interesting? That is the question. Reece James into Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic has been good today. Speaking of people who've been good today, Jordan, I need you to come up with your man of the match if you can.
Oof, that's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yep.
Do you need it now?
I'll give you a minute. I'm gonna
give me a minute. It's it's a bit. It's going to need a bit of thought really out of this game.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. I think I've got mine actually. I don't like saying this person, but I think I've got it. There we are. If I can spell his name right, there we are. Christian Pulisic. He's been good today, to be fair. Christian Pulisic. He's really driven at everyone. And another yellow card. Is that for Luis Diaz there this time? They all just seem to be on Pulisic at the minute, don't they? That is their game plan. It's stop that direct driving. There was one there which he could have given. Doesn't. Pulisic carries on going, and that one is just cynical. Just pulls him back.
Yeah,
it's a team foul, isn't it?
It's just not necessary, you know. And he's losing his cool. I mean, he's only been on the pitch for 7 minutes?
Yeah, not long at all. What a lovely ball gone out there to Ben Chilwell. Good touch as well. Can Chelsea get a late goal? Ziyech loses the ball, goes out for a Chelsea corner though. Can we see a goal in this game, in this almightily boring game? Jordan, have you got your man of the match yet?
I think I do. I would say it's probably going to have to be Manafort, our right back. I think our defence has been pretty good. I mean, it's lapsed a little bit at times, but I feel like Porto's managed to get a few more on Chelsea with those mistakes. But he's just been a good, solid defence. It would have maybe been Pep if he hadn't picked up that yellow. I think he's lost his cool a bit, and I don't think to lose his cool, he doesn't deserve man of the match for that. But I'm interested to see who you think.
Well, I have gone with Jorginho. I think Jorginho has been very good today. I don't think he's done too much wrong. He has moved the ball from... Oh, Pep nearly lost the ball then. He's moved the ball from defence to attack or defence to midfield and then back to defence in Chelsea's case today. Very well. He's transitioned the ball nicely. Maybe not the best attacking performance from Chelsea. You can't give any of the attackers the credit, but maybe Christian Pulisic is there for that ability to drive out, and he's been driving out with the ball. But I think Jorginho has broken up the play well. He obviously got that vital block in earlier when Mendy made that mistake, and I don't think he's done too much wrong in this game. So that's why Jorginho is my man of the match. It's very hard to pick from, though, here. There's not been anyone that has really stood out to you. I think Kante as well has been good, again, at transitioning the ball, and his tackling, as always, is just second to none. His defensive awareness and positioning is incredible for a footballer as Pulisic goes down again. Speaking of a game plan, Jordan, I mentioned that one earlier, and he keeps getting fouled now.
Yeah, you might be right. You might have unlocked our tactical genius, or not. I mean, it looks like it's done a bit of damage there now.
Giroud's coming on anyway, so whether they swap that and just take off Pulisic and move Havertz out onto that left-hand side, we'll have to wait and see. 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes of boredom left, and then this game will be done, and we'll have a bit of a debrief. See if there's anyone in the chat. I did see a comment actually from Jake. Must be a goal on the card in the other game, just not sure for who. There must be something going on in that game, because there's got to be more going on in that game than this game, because blimey, if there isn't, then what a boring night it has been for football. As Ben Chilwell bursts up this left-hand side, can we get a goal? Can we? And Kante's brought down. The defender there. A bit of urgency wouldn't go amiss here for Porto if they want to get something from this game. And, that was too urgent. It is Havertz coming off for Olivier Giroud. Change of emphasis up front, not really going to make too much of a difference. We have only got 3 minutes left. It is just time wasting from Chelsea now, who are confident they are going to go through. I'm still not, because I'm a skeptic of Chelsea Football Club, and I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to be that man. So 3 minutes is plenty of time for Porto to come back into it. We saw what happened with West Brom. They scored 2-2 against us. So more than able to happen in any game at any point. If there is anyone new in the chat, be sure to let us know. Let us know what you thought of the game, whether or not you also are bored out of your brain. And if you are new, smash that like button, hit subscribe. Keep on marching towards 200 subscribers. That would be absolutely excellent. That is our next goal. I guess 195 is, but we go for the big round up there. As a lovely ball goes through from Hakim Ziyech. Good save by the goalkeeper there. Pulisic running through there, could not finish that off. Should have done better with it, in my opinion. But that is the first Chelsea shot on target of the game, and it actually counts. It doesn't count as a block shot because it's a save by the goalkeeper. So that is Chelsea's first shot on target of the game, and it has come from Christian Pulisic in the 90-plus second minute. That has been the story of the game so far today, as Luis Diaz looks to create something. They still don't look that urgent, Porto. I don't know if that's just me, but they just don't look like they've got any urgency about them in this game. And I've really been disappointed by him. Obviously, I didn't want him to do well because I'm a Chelsea fan, but from looking at it as someone who's trying to commentate on a game, it has been really disappointing for Porto. They've not created the opportunities, they've not had the chances, and they've just looked sluggish and lethargic all game.
You're right, and I don't.
It was a kick. Oh my God! Oh, what a finish! Oh my God! Where did that come from?
Taremi, what a boy!
Oh my God! That just came out of nowhere.
Right, keep going. Right.
What? Oh no, nervous. Oh my God! It was a lovely ball whipped in, and I thought he's going to go for it. Why not go for it? And it is absolutely fantastic.
That is spectacular. What?
Absolutely fantastic by Taremi, who's found the top corner. Bob Wilson's in. Hi, Bob. Thank you. If you are new, be sure to like and subscribe. It is now 2. It's 2-1 on aggregate to Chelsea, and we might have a tense minute or two left in this game. Chelsea need to do their job professionally now.
Come on.
I think it's a matter of it's a little bit too late here for Porto, but you've seen weirder things, and the striker's just gone down in the box. VAR will check that. VAR will be checking that. Someone else has just got booked for dissent there.
The rage in the referee's eyes there was just.
I know he looked.
He was not happy there. He's grabbed him. He's grabbed him. He's had 2 arms around the front and just stopped him completely.
Yeah. What a finish that is. Watching the goal again.
That is.
He's watched it perfectly. Not a lot anyone can do about that. The marking wasn't tight enough. What's the score? It is 1-0 to Porto currently. 1-0 to Porto. They, as Chelsea look to hoof the ball, I think Chelsea wouldn't mind just running the ball into the corner here with Pulisic. Maybe that's his job. And the full-time whistle has gone. Chelsea are UEFA Champions League semi-finalists, Hi, Sam. 4 more subscribers till 200. Yes, if there is anyone new, make sure to absolutely subscribe. If we're 4 more people away, if I don't know how many we're on, but if we are, be sure to get that subscribe button smashed, and we should be there by the end of the week. And Jordan, we'll have to get Jordan on as a special guest if we do. No way. Yes, it is a full time. Chelsea have gone through. Chelsea and PSG through, Shah. So they are the first 2 teams through on either side of the group into the UEFA Champions League semi-finals. And it was a matter of too little too late for Porto. It was a fantastic finish. Porto started to lose their head. Team fouls towards the end. But Chelsea have gone through. A professional performance by Chelsea and a thoroughly deserved win for Chelsea, in my opinion. Whether or not Jordan thinks that, I don't know.
I'm just busy watching Sergio Conte Sally. He's raging about something there.
It must be that penalty.
I think I can't see why that wasn't a penalty, because he had 2 arms. He'd had 2 arms around him.
Yeah, I think the problem is it needs to be clear and obvious, and whether the VAR deemed it to be a little bit of a light one, then there we are. Thor Groot says, yay, PSG won. Yes, they did. Porto actually had to try the last 5 minutes. It wasn't even the last 5 minutes. It was like the last 30 seconds. It was literally, there's been 3 shots on target. We'll get onto that in a little while, but we're just watching Conceição gobbing off. There is a little bit of argy-bargy going on here. Great reaction from you two, both for the goal. I know, it was there is lots going on here. People gobbing off. Rudiger gobbing off at Pepe. There's
Pep staying out of it, which is probably right. Oh my God, Mendy's. Whoa!
There's a few pushes and shoves. It looks a lot less threatening with face masks on, I must say. A lot less threatening. Aspilicueta's having a talking to from a couple of the Porto players. I don't know why Chelsea players need to get involved in this. Porto are clearly just salty. They've come a long way. They've deserved to be where they are, but they have been outclassed over 2 legs, and that is the truth of it. And despite a fantastic goal from Taremi, that wasn't enough. And I think me and Jordan are just holding on just to see if there's any more drama going on here, any flying fists going. So hopefully we'll just hold on for a little while, and then we'll get into the stats at the end of the game. It looks like the Chelsea team is going back in, but the Porto team maybe still having a word in the referee's ear about that potential penalty claim. Thiago Silva and Pepe, the 2 old men of the group, having a good chat before.
Pipe and slippers now, isn't it, for them two?
It will be in a few seasons' time, definitely. Right, we'll go on to having a look at the stats for this evening. Have a bit of a debrief after all that drama. That was probably the most exciting part of the game. But there we are. You win some, you lose some, don't you? So here is the overall squad overview, if you will. And Jordan, like Jordan said, great defensive work from Porto tonight. Not much went Chelsea's way. I'm sure we'll see that in the stats. Not much went Chelsea's way. But defensively, Chelsea were absolutely solid themselves. Conceding a wonder goal, there's not anything you can do about that. What a finish it was to make it 1-0 to Porto. Otavio, honestly, I did not realise he was on the pitch for quite a long period of that. And they used all 5 of their substitutions, which was something I also didn't notice. So maybe that's just me being stupid, but there we are. And I've just seen there, Taremi did actually get a yellow card for, I'm assuming, it says argument, so it'll be for that penalty. Jorginho there, I believe he's got the highest rating out of the team. So my man of the match ended up getting overall man of the match, and Nanu got a 7.2, Taremi 7.3. So I guess a couple
Mbemba got 7.8.
7.8. There we are. Mbemba. He did have a good game though. For, to be fair, considering he's ex Newcastle as well, we'll give him that. So yeah, as we can see here, going into this, coming out of this game, again, look at the lack of shots on target here. 8 shots for Chelsea, 1 on target. 8 shots, 2 on target for Porto. Not very good. Do you think these match ratings are fair? Is there anyone here, Jordan, who you're looking at and going, How on earth have they got that?
I think it's pretty fair. I guess when you actually look back and you look at Gruish and he's got 6.9 and Marega only gets 6.7, at least you saw a fair bit of Marega.
Yeah.
That'll be the only one I would say is overrated. Underrated? Nah, not on Porto's side. I mean on Chelsea's side. Mendy's at 6.3. I mean, yeah, obviously he conceded, but I think a lot of keepers would have struggled to keep that bicycle kick in.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. And N'Golo Kante, I thought he had a really good game, actually, N'Golo Kante, in that midfield, breaking up the play. Maybe Jorginho got the respect, though, because it was like Kante would break up the play and then Jorginho would get the ball from that. So maybe that's why there's such a difference in that rating there. I don't know what you think to that.
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, like you say, yeah, Jorginho definitely did put the work in, but so Kante, you saw more of Kante, and he had those opportunities. He did have good opportunities, but you know they obviously know something more than what we do.
Yeah, clearly so. And as we can see, Porto had the bulk of the possession, 55% for Porto. Much improved possession-wise in the game. Maybe not attacking-wise. I definitely think they had better opportunities last week than they did tonight. But like we said, too little too late from that man down there, Tamiri. What a finish it was, though. What a goal that was from the Porto striker. Left me and Jordan totally gobsmacked. I'm sure if we look at that back, as Dad says, great reaction from you two both for the goal. I'm sure when we watch that, mine and Jordan's reaction will be an absolute peach for that. That'll make the highlight reel. Nothing else will. But the last thing to look at is this momentum, this attacking momentum. Like I talked about earlier on, it was all Porto. Chelsea very much sat back. They knew what they had to do. A very professional performance from Chelsea, and they just did what they had to, really, didn't they? They made a meal of it for him, and it took him 93 minutes. It took him like 80 minutes to get a shot on target and 93 minutes for him to score. So not too much wrong. Jorginho up there with 8 tackles, 6 for Manafa, 4 for Uribe. Interceptions, Ben Chilwell at the top. Block shots, I wouldn't be surprised. Pepe at the top. Thiago Silva at the top. Clearances. Antonio Rudiger with 10 clearances. That shows the defensive work of Chelsea, doesn't it?
They worked hard. They really did. I mean, there was no consistent barrage of attacks from Porto, though. It seemed to be very both sides really very not inconsistent, but stop and go. If you know what I mean. It wasn't a constant barrage one way or another. It was very intermittent.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. And I think that was part of the lack of clear-cut opportunities, really. We'll just have a look at attacking stuff. Why not, eh? And then we'll just go and have a look at the other game which has played tonight, which has seen PSG go through. Shots on target to Mary. You said it early on. He's had the most shots on target in the game. Admittedly, that was not hard because there was only 3 in the whole game. But that shows what Porto was lacking.
Yeah, and I think, he got sent off against Juve. There's nothing you can do about it. I think the result may have been either tighter or maybe in Porto's favour if Taremi was here for both matches. But you know what? That's football. You can't have it your way every time. If a player is sloppy with his tackles or descent or whatever, plays out of line, then you know that's a fitting punishment. But I think he'll be thinking about what his him missing the first leg has affected Porto and possibly their chances of getting through.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree there. I'm just looking at any of the other stats, see if there's anything else that really stands out, but I don't think there really is in terms of anything. Let's just have a look at the goalkeepers. Saves 1 each. That shows the lack of shots, doesn't it? 1 punch from. I wonder if that was the funny punch we're both laughing at. 1 run out, 1 high claim. Errors that led to a shot. 1 for Eduard Mendy. Doesn't surprise me. That was, honestly, if that had gone in, I think that would have changed the complete complexion of this game. But Chelsea got away with one. Jorginho got a foot in. And that was that. So we'll have a look at the PSG game. PSG have gone through against the former leaders. They managed to come out on top this time, which is good for them. Neymar with a 5.9 match rating. Jeez. That does not look good. But look at the amount of attempts here. They were spoiled for choice. Where were our attempts?
Yeah, we were missing that one. We really.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Where are our attempts? Look at that. Is that all of... Look how short Bayern's bench is as well. There's what? 1, 2, 3. There's 7 players on the bench, and that is it. That is crazy as well. But Bayern Munich are out. The reigning champions are out. Leroy Sané got the man of the match in that game. Choupo-Moting bagged the goal. Like we said earlier, looking at the highlight reel, it was a really scrappy one. But maybe Neymar deserved to have got a goal there. He hit the bar. He did a couple of things. He missed a few key chances, and we'll be able to see that in the attacking stuff here. 3 shots on target. He hit the woodwork twice and missed 4 big chances, Neymar. So they had plenty of opportunities, PSG. But it wasn't good enough for Bayern Munich tonight. And Bayern Munich, the reigning champions, are out of the UEFA Champions League, which means we've got a new winner this year. Whether that ends up being Liverpool, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Manchester City, Dortmund, or PSG, we don't know. But it will be exciting, and we could have an all-English semi-final, provided Liverpool go and do a good job tomorrow night. So we'll conclude things there. It has been a slow stream, but it has been a good stream. Thank you for joining me, Jordan. Thank you again.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll get you on next time Chelsea play Porto.
See you next year.
George says, get in. Thank you for stopping by, mate. Appreciate it. Neymar has played very well. It's just because he missed a few open chances. Yeah. At the end of the day, it didn't really matter for Neymar, has it? At the end of the day, and that's the big takeaway for him. He was very entertaining, but entertaining doesn't get you goals, does it? Thor does not get you goals. And Shah says, "Go on, Chelsea." Shah, mate, you like to back the winner, don't you? As soon as bye, Jordan. The Sammy says, "All right, bye, Shah." Now that we've called him out for supporting the winner, he wants to go. So we will round off today's video. It is Chelsea who are through to the semi-finals. Thank you. I really appreciate you stopping by, Jordan. Have you had a good time? Have you enjoyed being on the streams?
Definitely enjoyed it. Brilliant time. Thank you very much.
No worries. I'm glad I've had you on here. It's made it so much easier. And my dad's just put, see you next time with your new haircut. Yes. Watch it, everyone. It is going. The mop of hair is going. Do you think it was a penalty at the end? Very good question, Moreno. If you are new, mate, smash that subscribe button. Jordan, I'll let you start with this just before we conclude.
I think it was. I don't know if that's me being biased, but for me, having two hands round him, grabbing him, he nearly... They pulled him down pretty much. How is that not a penalty? You know, you say about it being, decisive, but we're seeing that bicycle kick on now. Again.
Yeah, I know. I've just seen it as well.
It's just stunning. But yeah, how it wasn't a penalty, I'd love to know. And I bet it'll be one of the situations where the ref issues an apology tomorrow. But I think it'll be discussed for the rest of the night, that penalty, possible penalty.
Yeah, I do think the problem is maybe he's gone down a bit easily. But in this modern world of football, if you don't go down easy, you don't win them. You've seen it so many times with Sadio Mane. He goes to get fouled and he doesn't get brought down. So as a Chelsea fan, I'm happy it wasn't a penalty. I don't think I could have dealt with another 30 minutes of the world's most boring game. But there we are. So we will conclude tonight's stream. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for sticking with us throughout this has definitely been the most boring stream of, video or match we have got. It's not been a boring stream by any stretch of the imagination. So if you are new and you're still watching, smash that like button, hit subscribe. We're on that way to 200. And I would really, really appreciate your guys' help if we could get there sooner rather than later. Like I said, thank you, Jordan, for coming on. I'm sure we'll try and get Jordan on, even if it's we make Jordan follow another team so that we can bring him on at another time. We'll have Jordan on soon. And if you do like Jordan, go down into that description, find his Twitter, give him a follow for more of So Totally Jord. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next stream, which will probably be... Oh, when will it be? Probably Saturday. Maybe I'll do Europa League, depending if I can get Mitch on. There we are. But there we are. So thank you guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.